Hey everyone, welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast. And I had to emphasize that because our good guest here, Nintendo Talk, dropped a 20 spot. And he said, whoever says Nintendo first has to take a shot between Eric and Nate, which is totally unfair because I always start the show by having to introduce the podcast. But maybe he knew that. So he just knew he was being evil to me. He just wanted to make me feel like I had an out that I don't really have. That being said, welcome everyone to the Nintendo Prime Podcast. I will get the shot in as we go around the room here. $20. You know what that means, folks. That we got to get the deer's blood out. It's going to be a good time. If that's how we're starting the show, I don't know how it's going to finish. All right. Let's start with our special guest, dude. I guess thank you for the support, buddy. I do appreciate it. Mr. Nintendo Talk. How's it going?
What is up? Thanks for having me back. I'm Patrick from Nintendo Talk. I mostly cover cozy Nintendo games, the farming games, the cozy games, but
Fae Farm.
good. Yeah.
Sorry, Fae Farm lost in our Ultimate Game of the Year poll to Fire Emblem Engage. It happens.
I mean, if you put it against a Nintendo game.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe in your audience, Fae Farm might win.
That's true. It would have, for sure.
What have you been playing lately?
I've been playing Stardew, getting back into Stardew. Actually, Fae Farm, because they're coming out with the DLC in like a week or something. So getting back into that. Yeah. It's pretty much
all right. Sweet. Then we have sorry, people are overreacting to something I put on Twitter. It's hilarious. Eric Moore, welcome back, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So for starters, correction on something I've stated in the past. Eric will not be at the TGAs tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot that
the betting special no longer exists. I think that
Yeah.
means I automatically win this year, which
Sure.
I'm going to be honest, automatically winning the trophy when I've never actually legitimately won it feels a little
He'll take
unfair.
He'll take it.
I'll get it engraved.
Don't let him bullshit you.
I will get it engraved.
He will take
I will engrave Nintendo Prime automatic. No, I can't. That's just cheat. You know what? If I beat Jake Randall in the Goatee bet, then I will take it.
There you
At least I won something.
Yeah, there you go.
That's like a double win.
Yeah.
Then he's got to wear a Giannis jersey. What have you been playing, buddy?
Not much. Yeah, I forgot my niece has a choir concert tomorrow night, and yeah, that's something I should probably
Priorities.
be at. Yeah, something I should probably be at. No, I've been playing.
Oh man, your priorities are so messed up, dude.
Right?
You're skipping the TGAs, but you're coming to the baptism of my child. Who knew?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's doing. I got my niece's choir concert. My nephew technically has a swim meet tomorrow night, so I don't know. It's try to juggle stuff, and it's just fun. So
Adulting.
Yeah, right. No, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. About to take out my first Kingly X. So
is that what you've been getting mad about over there?
I've been trying to get to it, and it's been nothing but a pain in the ass.
Love it.
So yeah, I'm trying to get all the Sage's Wills and almost there. I think I got 3 more after this one. So
all right, sweet.
Yeah,
we have another. Not another. I guess it's Nintendo has been here a few times, but Trentendo, first time around here. Love the logo for your channel, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me. First time.
Retired now, though, right?
What?
Ash Ketchum's retired now.
I know. Horizon's taking him out into the sunset, but he's the OG, so we got to rock with him.
All right. So what do you do at your channel, and what have you been playing lately?
Yeah, thanks. So we talk a lot about Nintendo news, leaks, updates, rumors, all that kind of stuff. We've been playing Hogwarts Legacy recently, so trying to do a couple live streams with that.
How is it? Are you playing it on Switch?
I've been playing the Switch one. Yeah, so I played it. I played it at launch on Steam Deck. I couldn't wait, but it was one of my games of the year. So now it's on Switch. You gotta test it out, see how it's doing on the.
So is it holding up? Because everyone I talk to keeps trash talking it.
You know what? It's interesting because what we know was on the Switch, it's pretty impressive for a Switch game, in my opinion. And it's kind of sad that we have to say that to some degree. For a Switch, it's pretty good. But considering what people were thinking this game was going to do, kudos to Avalanche for being able to pull it off the way they did. Because it looks pretty good, it runs pretty good. I haven't had any issues with it so far. So there's just a couple of minor differences, but nothing that's terrible. So you can't complain too much.
Okay, all right. Mike Odyssey. I don't know what you do anymore. I'm just gonna be honest. Your channel is like what is it? A couple posts a week, and sometimes I just see Hulu girls dancing. Wait a second, that might be a virus. What's going on?
Hulu. I don't know it's Hulu.
Yeah, well, it could be the streaming service. Maybe my mind's fried tonight. I don't know.
What's up? What's going on? So, guys, hi Trent, I did TED Talk, and Eric Moore. What's up, bro? So, the first question: how am I doing and what am I playing?
Yeah,
doing good. Just got back from places, and I got my Zaxby's. Like, I don't know if you guys had Zaxby's over there, but
Nope.
never had one.
it's the first time I go there, and I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. This.
Ouch.
Damn.
No,
It's okay. Chick-fil-A is just okay. I don't think it's the
Not
greatest.
the biggest fan of it either.
Yeah.
What I've been playing, I'm basically almost up to date with. Well, I'm up to date with all Nintendo first party games already, and so I wanted to go outside of Nintendo for like until next year. I know February is the next Nintendo game, big one. And
Wait, you're not going on the DS remake dropping in January 19th?
DS remake, which was that one? The collectors
Another code.
Collection
Recollection or recollect. I don't know.
Yeah. I like it. It looks nice, but not too convincing yet. Maybe I'll pick it up. It's not my
Hey. We have apparently a demo coming.
Really? Well,
Yoro, the undefeated leaker, dropped that info today.
For that game? Okay. Maybe I'll try the demo for sure.
All right.
But
anyway,
I picked up Spider-Man.
Which one?
Well, I already have Spider-Man 1. I've been pushing that for like forever, so I went ahead and went back. As you know, I said I want to pick up Spider-Man and try to get a Spider-Man 2 before I get to before the Game Awards. And I know that it's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and then Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
So I went through Spider-Man, literally fell in love with the game. It was amazing, incredible graphics, incredible story. Went to Miles Morales, even better, crazier game. Right, and now I'm jumping onto. I'm probably gonna get Spider-Man 2 today or tomorrow. I'm trying to get and then get that before the year ends.
Perfect, man.
Wow.
Well,
His name.
You're excused. You're excused.
does not say he's going to try to.
I'm sorry you couldn't finish. I'm sorry you couldn't finish. You know.
Oh, don't worry.
Actually, he said
It doesn't happen to everybody, but you know.
Jake Randall just popped in for the audio listeners, and he's got some interesting on-screen action. If you guys want to pick up the video version,
Nothing interesting about it.
Spider-Man 2 having a blast. With Spider-Man 2, Mike.
Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna buy it today or tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm about 4 hours. It's awesome. I mean, I knew it was
is
awesome. I love the first two, so
yeah, I got hooked. I'm still playing Miles Morales, just swinging around town, swinging around the.
Web slinging is just fun.
It's awesome. I mean, there's so much to within the game. They put so many little things that you have to do besides the main story that it has you for hours. You're swinging around like crazy. It's pretty cool.
Happens. Oh, and look at that. Is that milk?
Is this milk?
Yes.
Breast milk.
Strawberry.
Wait.
Strawberry milk's the way to go.
You know,
Nate, can you say that again? What did you call that?
I only.
Did you say milk?
Because quite literally, there was something that popped up in my feed the other day about a man who's addicted to his wife's breast milk. So I was like, wait a second.
Hey, cheers.
Hold on. What is? I mean, look, you got to bottle it, I guess.
I always like to meet a like-minded individual.
So, Jake, first off, do you have anything going on coming up? And what have you been playing?
Let's see. Oh, I haven't started yet, but you guys helped me come up with. Well, you. I think you were the only one.
Andres was there too, but he's
for my next video, it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be.
Eric's like, sure, I wasn't there or anything. No, you talk too much.
Okay, I'll tell you this. It's gonna be a video on the PlayStation Portal that no one has covered.
Yeah, and no one's ever done. So this is unheard of territory.
Portal. It's gonna be a review. It's gonna give you some actual information that no one has given us yet, but it's gonna be entertaining. Let's just say I might not be keeping it clean.
I got a really good idea about the for a video, but I can't get my hands on that crappy little thing.
Oh, really? You mean that little? Oh, wait. Hold
You
on.
mean
hold
the
on.
thing, the thing he's had for like weeks
that
and
thing
hasn't
right
taken it
there?
out of the box
That's
yet?
two of them. Or is that just one?
That's
That's
just
just
one.
Well,
Just
that's
one.
that's why you got to just follow Jake.
Yeah, you
Mike.
follow Jake Randall on Twitter,
He'll help you get
and he'll help you out.
Yeah,
He's tweeting availability
I've-
all the time.
Yeah,
Dude,
I've-
he's
I've-
out there
I've helped a
slinging the
couple thousand
donuts,
people get
still
the
dropping
portals.
availability in between checking out the holes. you know?
Answer this question: is it LED or mini LED?
I think it's just LED,
Yeah, I don't think it's a mini LED.
but it's like it's a high quality one. I haven't opened mine
It's
yet,
better
but-
than the Switch
Yeah.
screen. It is better than the Switch screen for sure.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, yeah.
Well,
Like
the OLED,
7-year
I
LED.
mean, it's not OLED, so I mean, it's not.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not better than the old. I was clarifying the standard Switch screen, the Switch Lite screen.
But it's brighter than
Nintendo
the
used
Switch,
literally the cheapest
than the
panels
OG
they could get.
Switch.
So I
there-
haven't tested it myself, so that actually can't say.
Yeah, you know, you gotta wait
I've
for
been
you gotta wait
lazy
for
and
his video.
I don't want to unbox it without recording it for B-roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
and there's
not
a
gonna really be an
possibility, by
unbox.
the
I
way,
just want to have my own footage doing it.
this
and so
review that he's working on, guys, might turn into a series of other things.
it's
there's-
true.
Yeah,
We'll see
I mean,
how
yeah.
it goes. I actually know exactly. As soon as he brought it up, I was like, "Oh wait, yeah, dude, we fully fleshed this out
Mhm.
after the last podcast. This
Yeah.
is gonna be
Let's
awesome."
just all right. I'll give you a little teaser, and then we can move on. But let's just say I might be playing the PS Portal at a urinal while introducing myself to whoever else is in the bathroom in one of the scenes.
I don't think that's been done. So
But I'm gonna look at the screen, and don't worry, I'll tell them. I'll be like, "Hey, don't. By the way, man, I'm not looking."
It's unique.
So that way they know. That way it's not weird.
This part
You know
was
what I mean?
not
That way they
discussed.
know I'm not looking.
Not this intro. Not this intro. There was no urinal intro discussed. So this is him.
how many hands would be on the portal?
Depends what
I was
portal you're
so-
talking about.
I was actually just gonna lean it up and like play with like I know because I
You
need
tap
2
your
hands,
nose?
you know what I mean?
Oh, there it is. There it
Just
is.
kidding. I'm the 2-inch destroyer for those that don't know. So don't worry. One hand is plenty. I'll be portaling with the other.
I was rocking 2. I don't know if I need a hand.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a GoPro on my head to record.
There you go.
There you go. Hey, you do what you got to do.
I'll make sure to end that scene by walking into the mirror so you can see completely what I look like with the GoPro on.
Cool. Yeah. Also, Jake's going to be joining me tomorrow night for the Game Awards. So that's going to be.
Yes.
I don't know what time he's joining me yet. He hasn't told me.
So
figure that
I definitely can't do the whole thing.
Yeah, I know you can't. Dude, I'm streaming at noon.
But I will,
expecting
whenever I
you.
come on, I'll stay with you probably till the end.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, because that's the
Game
good
Awards.
shit. And I'll try to get here as early as I can.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm starting at noon, man. You don't got to be there right away. You're fine. I'm going to
Yeah.
be literally streaming like 10,
I'd
12
say
hours.
the earliest you could expect me is probably like 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually kind of perfect. Because I might have to dip out once in a while because I'm the only parent at home, so I got to check on my kids.
Okay, I'll keep it clean for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Sure, keep it real clean. All right, cool. And
Yeah.
well, you guys know who I am, so I don't need to go over a lot of that shtick. But what have I been playing lately? Well, first off, my sister is trash talking me. Just let you know, this is my sister in the chat with the $2 super chat saying, "Look, my brother has friends." I don't know that I call these people friends. I think they might be stuck in my basement, literal slaves. I don't know. I don't know.
Am.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like I've been listening to a lot of Eminem lately, and he locked Dre in his basement, and I'm kind of thinking that I learned from that song. Of course, he was dead, and you aren't, but there's time for that.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks sis for the couple bucks. I appreciate the support. Eric's like, I'm getting out of here.
Well, I still can.
The door's locked, buddy.
Yeah,
The
right.
door's locked.
Yeah,
Anyways. No, so what have I been playing lately? Honestly, not a whole lot this last week. It's been a very, very busy week. And this entire month is just super busy. Almost all my free time is taken up. But I did get to play a little bit of Age of Empires 4, which I hadn't touched in over 2 months.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy. I got to play
Random,
a
where that
little
comes
bit.
from?
What?
No, it's just like random. What made you pick that back up?
Well, I love RTSs for start. I've always it might actually be my favorite genre of gaming, but I only play them exclusively on PC. I got a mouse keyboard. I don't want it on Steam Deck. It comes out on console. No. I've tried all that. It's got to be mouse keyboard. So I play it on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only my laptop.
I agree. You ever tried to? I remember like when the Switch first came out and it didn't have like a ton of games, and there was like Civilization 6. I tried playing that on the Switch. It was literal hell. I was like, I was so intrigued by it. I went and just bought it for PC, even though I had just bought it for Switch.
Yeah, but yeah, I just love and Age of Empires is probably, it's not my favorite franchise because that's Zelda, but it's up there. I love all the Age of Empires games. I think they did right by all of them. There are some spin-offs like Age of Mythology they didn't do a great job with, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, so that's pretty much all I got in. Sorry guys, I know I wanted to play some more Super Mario RPG this week, but just didn't really find the time. And I know you're gonna be like, but you found time for Age of Empires. Yeah, dude, I was playing it while my video was rendering. Leave me alone. All right. Things happen. That being said, let's get into our first topic because this was unexpected this week, I would say. We got a Zelda movie update. Did not expect that. I didn't think we'd hear about this thing until next year. And it's actually kind of an interesting one because it talks about the direction the movie is going to go in from the director himself. So that's kind of cool because, you know, they're really only just getting started on it. So it's really interesting to see just what he's not writing the script. And I'm sure Miyamoto has quite a bit to say on what direction the movie's going in, but they hired this guy. So they obviously like what he's thinking. So in the interview, which was with Entertainment Weekly, get used to it. When we're talking about the movie, it's going to be these entertainment websites to get a lot of the interviews. He says that his vision for the movie is this awesome fantasy adventure movie that isn't like Lord of the Rings. It's its own thing. And then he says, I've always said I would love to see a live action Miyazaki. We'll get into who that is in a moment. And that wonder and whimsy that he brings to things. I would love to see something like that. He said it's going to be awesome. And then this part's really cool. It kind of shows how much he loves the Zelda franchise. He says, my whole life has led up to this moment. I grew up on Zelda, and it's the most important property, I think, that's untapped IP, if you will. So we very much are working hard to do something. We're not just trying to do it because we can. We want to make something really special. And for those that don't know who Miyazaki is, because maybe you haven't known, he's the co-founder of Studio Ghibli. He's done pretty much all of their most popular films. He's been the director, one of the writers. He just did one this year. He technically retired, and then he came back this year to do the one film, and then he might be working on another. As somebody, David, shout out to you for correcting me on that. That he's working on another one. The guy's 82. I honestly I'd like to see him retire and enjoy the rest of your life. But you know what happens when you're truly passionate and you truly love something? It's hard to really ever truly retire. So I look forward to whatever he's got coming next. But yeah, it's interesting. And I want to kind of open the floor because there's never been a live action Miyazaki type film before. Obviously, he's not the one working on it. So it's not exactly going to be that. And in my opinion, just to maybe kick off the conversation, it sounds like we're going to get a Zelda movie that's unlike any other live action medieval fantasy movie we've ever gotten. So what do you guys think? Is this good? Is this bad? Do you wish it was more like Lord of the Rings?
No, I don't want it to be like Lord of the Rings. But I think, this all sounds good. They're saying the right stuff. Nothing has been proven yet. Everything remains to be seen, but they're saying everything that I would want to hear. I don't know if maybe I'm in the minority, but they're saying everything that I would want to hear. And honestly, my best vision for who they could cast as Link and stuff, I hope they have something even better. But I think my best vision would be the dude that played Jon Snow. I think he's short, but he could definitely pull that look also. And I don't know. I just I hate the idea of Timothy Chalamet or Tom Holland or someone like that. You know what I mean? The dude that played Jon Snow just is proven in Game of Thrones. I wouldn't mind it being someone like Game of Thrones, just in terms of the set, in the setting and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not going to have all of the violence and
well, yeah, I would say
and
Game of
stuff
Thrones
that.
is
Well, maybe
Lord of the
not,
Rings, but rated R.
but probably most likely not. But I don't know. I think that's my that would be my best hope that I could actually imagine in my head. I think it'll probably be an unknown actor, and I think that would be a really good call for a Link. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like the part where he says, I'm literally like kind of got to my heart when he says my whole life has led to this moment, because that just gives me so much hope for this movie. That it's in the hands of somebody who literally knows and loves Zelda as the fans do, you know. So it's true what he said. It is the untapped IP that can literally be one of the greatest films ever made. There's so much potential for Zelda to be on the big screen and to literally just kind of, you know, imagine all of the people who don't know who Zelda is, or the lore or the story, that are going to see it for the first time through film. For this part, for that, I would love an unknown. But in order,
what if they made Zelda a girl?
Zelda, yeah, Zelda, Princess Zelda.
Come on, it's the old, you know. All right, whatever. Go ahead.
What? I'm actually I can't see your screen because I'm looking at the draft that Nate sent me, so I don't know what you're doing, dude. Anyway, so
oh no, I wasn't doing anything. I was just trying to like do the old recycled joke. Yeah. Like, what if Zelda was a girl? You know what I'm?
She is the most beautiful girl that ever made in it.
Yeah, you're doing it on the wrong person, Jake. You're doing it on the wrong person.
All right.
I didn't get it. Anyway,
sorry, Mike.
No, you're good. But I believe that man, I'm extremely excited for this project. I understand what he means by making a live action movie inspired by Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. It's just because it's there's this heartwarming thing about that, though, that and type of animation and type of storytelling that really kind of brings out the story and makes you connect to it. So I think that's what he wants. He wants people to actually, you know, it's gonna be another fantasy movie. Yeah, it's gonna be another you know, medieval, but he wants people to actually literally emotionally connect to this movie, just like the fans are. And so I'm super excited, and this is the first time I'm hearing it from you, and I like that I'm reacting to it just now instead of reading it later or have heard later. But
that was the first time you heard that quote.
Yeah. I just got home literally about 20 something minutes ago. I spoke to Joycey a little bit behind the scenes, and then I came on a podcast. That's it. But not all day, so I have no clue what's happening in the news today, and this is awesome, man. I'm super excited. I know it's just the beginning of it. On the casting side, I know that for Zelda, at least for Link, I'm okay with Link being an unknown, but for the movie to literally break out into the mainstream media, and there has to be well-known names attached to it. And looking at Nintendo, how they went with Mario, they did not miss any beat or leave space for any unknown to kind of grab a character. They just they threw names all over the place. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that's how it's gonna be with Zelda too, but in a different way. They're not gonna just buck wild pick Charles Martinet to be someone or Chris Pratt to be Link, or you know what I mean. They're gonna really think about it.
Seen her these days, but I feel like Emma Watson would have made a good Zelda.
She would. Yeah, she would be an amazing Zelda. Is she around her age? I think so, right?
She might be a little older now. I'm not sure.
She's a little older now.
Yeah,
but I don't know if she looks like
she
right now
can't
either.
pass her being young.
But it's been a minute.
It's probably like 35 or something.
Yeah, she's 33. She's 33.
Would have been a great, amazing Zelda.
Oh,
I believe they're gonna go with big names, but good big name, not just any big name. You know what I mean? Like just not just for the big name's sake, but making sure they go with really good actors.
Yeah, I get a feeling actor-wise, it's going to be, you know, presuming that they go with the traditional Link's the main character. That's who we're following the whole time. I think Link's probably going to be a known, but I could see there being a couple other unknowns for other major roles that this could actually like grow their career. Because like this happened with Game of Thrones, it happened with Lord of the Rings. You have a big name, you know, a couple of them, but then you have some unknowns that grow with it.
Yeah, I think a big name for Ganondorf would be really cool.
Yeah.
Who wants to see Morgan Freeman as the Great Deku Tree? Yeah.
Dude, how's he doing?
Yeah.
He's getting
That's what I need. The voice of God.
Yeah.
As the great
Well,
Deku. Hell yeah.
But great.
Oh no!
Deku.
What about James Earl Jones as the voice?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool too.
He
Yeah,
always
if he can
kills
still,
it.
if he can still do it, that'd be sweet.
Danny
Um,
DeVito.
What about you guys?
DeVito?
Nintendo talking Nintendo. Wait, what? What did I miss?
Danny DeVito is
As what?
as the voice of the great Deku.
I thought it would be Tingle. Tingle, right? The DeVito Tingle.
Tingle or
He can be anything.
Yeah, I would definitely be behind Danny DeVito. That's
Yeah,
I'll put my
Petsu's
step
in
of
there.
approval
Make
on
him
that.
Petsu. Danny
Uh,
DeVito, big Petsu. There you go.
I gotta throw out Dave Batista for Ganondorf. I think he would be, if they want to go with the big
Okay.
name. He's got the build. I think.
It's a good choice.
I think he could do
You're
something
right.
cool.
Yeah.
I keep
And
seeing
it-
people say The Rock, and it's like, no, not
No.
The Rock. I don't think he could bring.
No.
Well, it's,
He's too. He's
I-
too
I
silly.
will say
It's like
this.
the prime timing for him too. That's like unlike Emma Watson. Like this would be like perfect for him.
I want
where
to throw
he's at,
something out there though, just to keep this in mind. And I don't know how much Aonuma is going to have a say in anything, but in a recent interview they did for Tears of the Kingdom, him and Fujibayashi basically said they wanted Ganondorf to basically be sexy, like an evil sexy. I don't know that Batista
can do that.
is like
You
a
can do
sexy
that.
look.
Oh, they're gonna get like a
You
Henry
can also-
Cavill,
you
then
can
like a
also
Henry
go Jason
Cavill
Momoa.
or
They want to go
Superman
real big
director.
name.
Yeah, they just want someone that like is evil and you feel guilty for being attracted to, but you can't help
The
it.
thing is, like Jason Momoa, like it would be really hard for me to see him as Ganondorf. But I thought the same thing with Chris Pratt and Mario's voice. So I don't know.
I can see
Yeah.
him.
You
as
see
Ganondorf.
him, you just see Jason Momoa. You don't.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think Batista would be good. I don't know about Batista's actual acting chops. That's more.
Did you see that?
he's
His
like a
latest
But
movie?
how much is Ganondorf actually going to be on screen? Do we think?
Yeah,
Well,
good
this is a movie, so like it's got to be. They can't do what they do in the video games. He can't just like not exist for 99% of the movie,
Yeah.
and then pop up at the end. Like, you just can't do that. He's got at least got to
You
be
think
as
they
involved as
go-
Bowser was
they
in the
do a
Mario movie. Like, we
curveball
have to
and-
know his presence.
Don't have Ganondorf.
Hmm?
Do you think they do a curveball and don't have Ganondorf?
You can.
They could.
They could build to
especially-
it.
I can
I
see
think it's
that.
unlikely, but yeah, I think it's possible.
Well,
Maybe
I think it's
start
also
with the
do they
Skyward
plan-
Sword.
if there's a long-term plan for this to be a long-running movie series, let's say it's planned to be a trilogy or a 6 movie or 9 or however long they plan to keep it going for, it's possible that Ganondorf wouldn't be introduced right now because it could be one of his underlings doing things, like the Xants of the world or the Girahims, and we kind of hit on like maybe we hear about a Ganondorf or something like in a rumbling, like in a town square where someone's maybe rumbling it in the background. You're not really. You pick it out, but the main characters aren't really paying attention to it. And then he comes up maybe in a later movie instead. I could see that being a direction if this is going to be a series rather than a self-contained. Like we're done in one film.
Yeah.
Because then we might not see Ganondorf this time.
No,
Which
I
would
think you're
probably
right. And actually,
probably-
now that you say that, Nate, I think that all of the casting is going to have that in mind, that they want him to be able to be the age of that role for several films. So potentially,
Yes.
a
Or someone
long
that can
time.
hold that role. Like
Yeah.
like the actor they chose for One Piece to do the main character. He was a relatively unknown. And he's just got that look where he's going to keep looking young for he'll be able to pull that role off for 10 years just based on how he
Yeah.
looks.
You're right. That makes a lot of sense.
So
I
it
think
could be
Ganon-
anyone, but it's got to be someone who's going to age well.
I think Ganondorf is too big of a name for him not to be in the first movie. I think there's going to be mention of him at least. Like we're getting. You know how in
That's a fair
Justice
argument,
League,
too.
Justice League there was a lot of minions out there, and then they were all like really mentioned like Dark Side for Dark Side and just like that. They all kind of hinted towards the same big bad. I think that's kind of like the good route they're gonna go with. They're gonna be like they're gonna be positioning Ganondorf as this really, really big evil figure to a point where you kind of like want to see how he looks, how he acts, and what the magnitude of his power. And so all of his minions are gonna kind of, and at the end of the movie, then we'll see probably him sitting down in some kind of big giant throne and just like kind of just
Dude,
on
honestly,
him and
I keep seeing people in the chat say Henry Cavill for Ganondorf.
Ganon.
And the more I'm thinking about it, like honestly, he's a really good actor, and I think he could definitely pull it off.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a-
there were some moments like in the Tudors when he played a little bit of an evil character once in a while. Like
Yeah.
his character was a very conflicted, sometimes good, sometimes that bad guy.
Someone said Owen Wilson is Link. Please no.
Wow.
Oh man,
That's a lot.
I'd say this. Then I know
Parody
it's
version.
more cool comedy. Then Will Ferrell's coming in as Ganondorf. Like
Owen Wilson
wanna
as
make it a
Navi.
full-on
But
comedy,
instead of
I'm there.
listen,
I'm
he
there
says,
for it.
wow.
Oh, right. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Hey.
They have a Hyrule Times TV report with Anchorman there. Just
You know how in
Ron
Night at the Museum he was like this little guy, little figure, Owen Wilson. I can picture
Yeah,
him as, I picture him as Navi, just like, hey, what's going on? Wow, what's going on? Wow.
Free Metroid Hat wanted to get this one in quick, not save it for the Q&A section. Just wanted to mention maybe Dennis Haysbert as the Great Deku Tree.
Who is
I'm
that?
not sure if I know who that is.
I have no clue who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Dennis? Yeah, he'd kill it. Next
Yeah,
question.
I know who he is. I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking-
Oh, okay. It's Allstate guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the All-State guy.
This is old state.
Oh, okay.
Or, and he
Oh.
also played,
Well, he's done a
what's it
lot. He's
called
done a
in,
lot of roles.
Major League. God. Hell.
Eric's bringing up something that doesn't have it off the top of his head.
Pedro.
Pedro.
Pedro Pascal?
Yeah. You can do Deku Tree. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, again, we're assuming the Deku Tree's in there. We don't really know the direction. Like, you think Miyazaki, and you're like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking all original story, and so then I don't really know what's going to be there. How many? Like, are they even going to include the Kokiri and the Deku Tree, or is it going to be something entirely different? Because
I do like how
not in every Zelda game, so they don't have to.
Do you think Chris Hemsworth could pull off a Ganondorf?
Chris Hemsworth?
probably.
I don't know. He probably could. I've seen him in more serious roles, but it wasn't evil.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
I mean, maybe. I think he's a good actor. So, I mean, look, anyone that's got acting chops that can be kind of muscular but handsome at the same time, as long as you're a good actor, you could probably pull the role off. Like I can imagine Ganondorf being kind of a fun role to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like a really fun role to play because he's like a badass. Like Ganondorf's just kind of a badass.
Yeah.
That's his character. He's a badass. And he laughs at everything. Yeah, you and your puny master.
You know who doesn't quite have the physique, but it's close, that I think would actually be really cool as Ganondorf is Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
I'm just a big Bradley
dude,
fan.
I like his
guy.
movies
He
too.
doesn't have the physique, but he'd be a sweet evil.
Yeah, he's a
That's
little
what I'm saying.
small.
Yeah, he'd be good with that little evil.
He almost has like a facial structure that reminds me of Ganondorf too. Is the thing.
Yeah. Can we get Jackie Chan as Beetle?
Oh my god.
There's Beetle's not going to be in it. It's not going to be.
You know, I have a feeling.
But if he is,
Listen, I have a feeling that they're gonna pull a Mario on us and give us like all nostalgia type of story where they include a little bit of everything.
I feel like this movie is going to be
One
taking
story.
itself seriously and not just like it's going to have cameos, but not just like overwhelming ones. Like
one thing to remember. Because he
one-liners
said he wants to make it like a Miyazaki film that has a bit of a whimsical nature to it, but Miyazaki films are also award-winning feature pictures for their story. Like they're very serious films. Which is kind of weird when he said, "Oh, it's not gonna be like Lord of the Rings." Well, Lord of the Rings is also a very serious film, but I understand what he meant. I still kind of want it to be a bit of a fantasy epic, but obviously don't do what Lord of the Rings did. That it did it that way because that's what the books are. The games aren't, Zelda games aren't the Lord of the Ring books. They're a bit more, as he said, whimsical. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Nintendo, are you happy with this news that at least West Ball 1, he seems to freaking love Zelda. I don't know how many people knew that. And 2, his vision is kind of what all the fans were saying they wanted anyways, an animated Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that the part that gets me the most excited is the Miyazaki name drop, because Studio Ghibli movies are about the world building and character development. And I feel like that's perfect for Legend of Zelda. Like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, one of the main characters you could say is the world. So I love that they name drop Miyazaki. But yeah, he seems passionate. So you guys, any like timetable we could even see any, like it sounds like they're just starting. So
a trailer at the end of next year.
That's it.
Well, here's the thing. The interview happened because they just got done with Planet of the Apes. So he's now like shifting. I mean, obviously he's going to be promoting and going to premieres and stuff, but his now work focus is shifting over to Zelda. So they are kind of just starting. Now, that doesn't mean that they haven't figured out casting yet. That could have happened. I mean, obviously the director is going to be involved in that, but you know, you don't have to direct anything really yet. You're just doing casting and all that. I think we could potentially see a trailer by the end of next year, depending on if casting's already done, which we don't know. And if he's literally going, and if the script's done, which again, we don't know. We know who's writing it or who the primary writer is, but we don't know if the script is done. So if that's all done and ready to go, then yeah, I mean, they could literally begin filming by summer of next year and have something to tease by the end of the year if they really wanted. But it all depends. Like movies kind of come, unless they're really super heavy CGI, movies kind of come together a bit quickly. Once the script is done and once you're actually shooting, it's usually like a year after you're done shooting, the movie comes out.
I got it.
So,
Billy Butcher from The Boys as Ganondorf.
oh, I love that guy.
That would be awesome.
I love him in some of the other stuff he's been in, but yeah, dude,
He's
so
in Lord of
good
the
in
Rings.
Boys.
He's in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, he is. He is in Lord of the Rings. And watching the dichotomy between that and his character in The Boys, so great. He's got such a range.
He's also played Cupid in Xena Warrior Princess in the 90s. And Homelander was on Xena Warrior Princess too.
Really?
Dude, oh yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, some of the range, dude. If you actually look up the history of the actors and actresses on
Carl
The Boys,
Urban, yes, thank you.
It is insane the range that they have and what they're doing. You're like, none of those people you would have ever saw doing a show like The Boys. And they totally are, and they're nailing it, and it's great. Anyways, Trentendo, you got any thoughts you want to add on to this? I mean, look, half of your logo is Zelda, so I mean, you got to have some love here.
No,
Or
yeah, I mean,
maybe you're worried.
I'm not worried. I think like everyone's kind of said that they've said the right things so far, and hopefully it's not just like lip service, you know. The one thing that I worry about is I don't think I want this like Lord of the Rings either. But the question is, if it's not, you don't want to lean too far that way, but if, like you don't want to go too corny either. And I feel like when you think a lot of Zelda stuff, it just lends itself much better to like a Studio Ghibli style animation than a live action potentially. So I think live action, if they do it right and they pull and if they nail it, it'll be sweet. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can really nail the style, like the Studio Ghibli style live action. So I think I'm not worried, but I just hope that it's not lip service at all at this point, because it's too early. It's really too early to tell. But
I think
I'm really
one
hopeful.
of the benefits of doing live action is that I think Nintendo will make sure it's good, or I think they would rather cancel it if they see it and it's going to suck. But like one thing that it keeps the games its own thing and doesn't taint them in any way, no matter if the movie's great or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, animation takes like forever. I think this newest Miyazaki thing took like 7 years.
well, yeah.
That's why I said the fence is live action, like because there will be CGI and stuff, but I truly think once they wrap on shooting, it's going to be a year, maybe a year and a half after the movie actually comes out. Which is why I said they could, if they get all the shooting done this summer, conceivably they could have a trailer to something to tease by the end of the year if they wanted to. I guess this is if they want to. They might not. Yeah. They might wait, because if they wait, the longer they wait, the closer they can maybe get to teasing the movie at the same time they tease a new game. You can kind of tie that together for promotional reasons.
Oh, for sure.
But because I don't think they're gonna have a new game to show off next year, right? Like I don't think a brand new Zelda's coming, like the brand new big 3D ones. I don't think another one's coming until at least 2028. So the longer they can push out, revealing the movie like in 2025, or let's say the movie's not having until 2026, and like that's when it's going to release, and they show it then. Well, I can see them showing off a Zelda game in 2026, because out of all the series Nintendo has, Zelda's one of the ones they'll tease it to you a couple of years ahead of time. And apparently Metroid Prime as well. Who knew?
Do they give Zelda Williams a cameo part?
Be awesome.
Out of respect for Robin Williams and his love.
It would be interesting. Obviously, we know Robin Williams named her after the Zelda series, and Robin Williams did help promote Zelda games in the past.
Yeah.
So I could see maybe. I mean, even if she doesn't have any spoken lines, townsfolk in the background or something.
I just think that'd be a nice touch.
Just a little fan service.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a lot of fan service in the background if you pay close enough attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could be one of them, being like, oh, hey, that's a nice little tribute.
I feel confident about the game because I'm not the game, the movie.
Game. Oh, whoa,
Mike.
Are you? Oh, wait, are you confirming a movie game right now? Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
that's not
movie,
keeping it
the movie
clean.
based on the game. No, I feel confident about the movie just because I know that they will delay the movie if it needs more time.
Oh, yeah.
If they watch the preview and they don't like what they see, they will delay it. They will reshoot. They will do it.
They will can that shit.
Yeah, they will do whatever they got to do
to
to make sure that it's where it needs to be. You know, so
I will say one of the other things that gives me a little hope is the Detective Pikachu movie.
Mhm.
Like, I think a lot of people were concerned about how they were going to make like live action Pokemon, and I think it doesn't look like the animation, you know, but I feel like they pulled it off and they did a pretty good job
nailed
with it.
Detective Pikachu.
So if they can do that same thing with Zelda, then I don't think we have anything to worry about. And I think that's just me a little bit of hope from
what sucks is they nailed the first Detective Pikachu game, pretty good. The movie, great. The next Detective Pikachu game, trash.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think the first
Now they
Detective
need a
Pikachu
movie
game
to
was
come
real good
back
either.
and refresh the IP.
Second game was definitely worse, but I don't think the first one was that good either.
Okay, well, I'll agree to disagree. That's all right. That's just your opinion. Pulling a Jake over here. What's interesting too is I know that I was like, wait, because of Mike's little slip up there. I'm like, what happens if they made? Because movies always have video games made after them. So wouldn't it be stupid if there's a Zelda game made after the movie, but that Zelda game sucks, like most movie games suck? And it'd be like, what irony? How does this happen?
I don't see a world where they do that.
No, the Zelda team is too good. I don't see that happening.
Well, the Zelda team probably not going to make it. That would be why it happened.
Creativity right away because they have to go by this template. I mean, if anything, if they were going to do something like that, they definitely would have done it with the Mario movie over the Zelda movie. I think
still might.
They didn't do it with that so far.
No.
But I think that would be silly
the
too.
3D Mario that gets announced is the Super Mario movie, the game, and we're like,
we've all seen the movie.
Super Mario movie, the game is
That's not exciting. We want
be
something
good.
new every time.
This better be good, or
It's a game based on the movie, based on the game.
that'd be hilarious.
We don't like that. Although if they made a game
No,
based
we
on the
say that,
original
all of a
Super
sudden-
Mario Brothers movie from the 90s, that would be a game I'd be excited for. That would be awesome.
Oh yes, that's day one.
I mean, I know how they can screw this game up. They just make it a CDI exclusive.
Oof.
Oh. Hey now, you dissing the CDI?
The live action games.
Hey man, I liked having to switch controllers every 5 minutes because they stopped working. Leave me alone.
Right.
Let me tell you, play it through emulation. The controllers are so bad.
Here's why Sony agreed to do it, because as soon as everyone buys it on their platform, they're just going to revoke access to it. No one can
Oh yeah, please Nintendo, do not allow this film to be released on anything digital Sony, because you know what? They're going to screw their consumers. That's a topic for another time. I didn't want to get into. The funny thing is, I wanted to talk about that on a live stream, and I'm like, but every time I talk about Sony, it's something negative. So like, I can't just keep. People think I hate Sony, and it's like, no, I don't hate Sony. It just bad choices are bad choices. But it is what it. Like, you're not even offering refunds. Like, I just. For those who don't know the situation, it's just dumb. They yanked access to a bunch of content people legitimately paid full price for, and offered them nothing. And to be fair, it's not just on them; it's between the two companies, not coming into an agreement. But
not to get super into it. You saw the other thing they did too, right? They terminated like thousands of accounts yesterday too.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Which some people had like digital libraries of 500 games. Nope, gone.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
insane. Sony is. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's scary because obviously if they're
It's
doing
like
it,
they're
you start
trying to
worrying
do all
everyone
these
else is doing
awful things while Jim Ryan is still technically the CEO, so they can use
Blame
him as
him.
a goat as long as possible.
it. Mhm.
I
It's-
shouldn't
but
invest in
it's
a
bad.
digital library on Sony. I should
No,
go-
I would not invest digitally on Sony. You might wake up
Sucks.
one day
It's all
and
my
your
games
account is
digital.
gone.
I got about 4 games. That's fine.
Oh, why is my account gone? Oh, we suspected that you're a pirate. Dude, I log into my PS5 like once every 3 months. I'm a pirate.
They didn't even give
And I'm not a
answers
very
to
good
people.
one.
They
I'm
didn't
not a
even
very
say we
active
suspect.
one.
They
man.
just were like, we can't tell you, and then they
Yeah,
disconnected.
they gave like no reasons. They just deleted the accounts and the emails didn't even tell them why.
Yes, Fetch Dog. Deleting accounts with 500 plus games. There is at least one case where that was the case.
Yeah, and it wasn't somebody who was pirating or anything. Like it was legit, like a legit consumer. Just nope.
And there was many that I saw where it's like they're like, I only play single player games. I never go online or use voice chat. So it literally couldn't have been for anything like that.
Yeah, like a violation of their policies or something. Yeah.
How is it legal? It's their platform.
Yeah, read their TOS sometime and find out they can delete your account for any reason they feel like.
Yeah.
Let them an accident.
Yeah, literally.
It's their platform.
And if it's an accident, they'll just go, whoops.
They may or may
TOS,
not
they probably won't
make it better, but yeah.
Let's just say Sony has eroded trust with a huge chunk of their fan base right now. And everyone is scared they're going to wake up to the email, their account's gone. All the games are gone. There's people losing thousands and thousands of dollars that they've invested over decades with Sony. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope some of these people are taking legal action because that's kind of crazy.
Oh, this feels like there's got to be some sort of class action filed at some point.
Oh yeah.
It's getting pretty extreme.
That's why
But again, I don't want this to make this a bash Sony pocket, but look, they're doing some really shitty things over the last.
I love Sony, and yeah, they're like, I don't love.
Like if Nintendo starts doing that,
it's
but not going to be an entire podcast. We will spend an entire podcast talking about this shit if Nintendo pulled it.
Oh yeah,
like it's not okay to rip away people's games and their accounts unjustifiably. It's one thing if they were someone who broke your terms of service, and even then, it's debatable if the terms of service is even legal.
There's definitely more that's going to come out to this story.
Yeah,
because right now it's like.
Oh, because you were in a Call of Duty game and dropped the F-bomb, we deleted your whole... Is that even legal? I don't know. It's in the terms of service, but is that terms of service legally defendable? Don't know. Someone's going to challenge it.
Yeah.
Because terms of service are not legally binding contracts. So
it's one thing to be able to take away your ability to go online or play games online, but to take away
or like the game that you did the
digitally.
Offense in. Like if you had the offense was in Call of Duty, fine. You lose access.
What did you buy? You never bought anything then. Like what the hell?
Yeah, it's it's crazy out there, man. But who knows what'll happen there? Hopefully, we get some update on it. I hope it's not one of those where Sony's just like, my bad. We didn't mean to do that, but we can't fix it because sorry.
Yeah,
we see that sometimes with some of these companies.
It just made a whole lot of fans.
Well, and here's the thing, like. I really enjoy Sony systems and they obviously bring out some good games, but if customers legitimately start worrying about losing their libraries, like I could see people being like, man, we got to start investing in our library in another platform that hasn't pulled this yet. And here's the thing. I just said pulled this yet. This is the thing with digital. This could happen with any of the companies.
But here's also the thing too. This also, encourages pirating because if all of a sudden I'm going to lose access to my 500 games, guess what? I'm going to put it on something
PC gamers are. I don't know. They'll just crack all their games
later. But there's like this big thing that's going on now. It's funny that you say that. Oh, I forget exactly what the quote is, but it's like, if I don't own the games you're selling me, then I can't be stealing by pirating. Does that make sense? Like.
Yeah,
I saw that somewhere.
Quote that everyone's like liking and retweeting is like, it's not piracy if it's not something I can buy.
Yeah, no, I heard. Yeah.
I forget, it's like worded in a clever way, but
I'm in debating on making a video on this, and who knows, maybe that's something I'll drop tomorrow morning. Just be like, hey, I'm not trying to crap talk Sony, but like this is a serious concern, and we got to worry about all digital purchases on any platform, and someone trying to pull this, and we'll see. I smell a court case coming, a class action, and we'll see. And by the way, what sucks about the class action, all you guys that lost your hundreds of games, you're not going to get like hardly any money back. But the whole point is to try to hold Sony accountable for what they're doing. So we'll see if any of that happens. The movie
should get your games back, even if you're permanently banned from ever going online.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't. You should.
The game. Like if I'm banned from Nintendo Switch Online, I can still play my Switch cartridges on my thing.
But here's the key. Here's the key. Technically, since the dawn of selling video games, you technically are only buying a license to play. You're not buying the game.
That's exactly where I was going. That Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't you still technically only buying the license if you buy the physical game too?
Yes. Yep. Even the physical games.
But you are still able to play that.
It's harder to revoke that license because it's on the disc. Yeah. That's
Right.
the problem with the physical.
But that's, I mean,
Well, not a problem. That's the benefit.
I think we need some new laws, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I think that
Well, the licensing
learn from
was to. So this is true with movies as well. The reason that it's legally just a license you buy to enjoy it is because they don't want you to have legal ownership over the content in within. So that's why they say it's always a license. It's a right. You're buying a right to view, a right to play, because they don't want you to buy the Spider-Man game and now, hey, I own this, which means ownership means you own the content, and you don't own you don't own Spider-Man,
right?
So that's why it's always been a license. So it is something where the laws probably need to shift on this, and
it
laws
definitely
on digital have needed to shift
because I you're right, and that's exactly what it is and has always been.
Access.
That's
You should
really
lose
outdated
your
now, and it's
if
really
you legally purchase something. Access shouldn't ever be revoked if you legally purchased, unless
grinds my gears,
online server based. I understand that, but if it's something you play locally that doesn't require a constant support through spending money on a server, then you should never lose access to something that's local ever.
Yeah, that really jiminies my crickets.
Yeah. Anyways, there's your little bonus topic today. Speaking of other companies, including, I guess, Nintendo, because, they are technically on the committee. The Game Awards are tomorrow. And look, we've done things like talking about the awards and the possible winners. And Jake and I have an active bet. And one of us is going to be laughing away tomorrow. Or maybe both of us end up laughing away. I don't know. It is what it is. Some of us laughing because we're trying to hide our tears. The other laughing.
I'll be laughing and also winning a bet.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, what's going to be funny too is because he's coming on my stream and I'm going to have my streamed version of the thing, and Jake's probably watching his own because why would he watch my stream delay version of himself talking? That makes no sense. So he'll have his own stream up, and one of us is going to see who won Game of the Year first and react first.
I already have the script.
The chance of the stream.
I already have the script. I already know who won.
Anyways,
Yeah,
it'd be hilarious if you're acting for 30 seconds like you won when you already know you lost.
That sucks, man.
Anyways, so the Game Awards. So I thought what would actually be fun to talk about instead of just focusing on the awards themselves, because that's a huge. I enjoy the awards. I know not everybody does, but I always do. It's funny because Andres Restart today told me, "Oh, hopefully it's not too boring." I'm like, dude, the Game Awards is actually one of my funnest streams of the year. I enjoy the Game Awards.
It goes too long, and there's points where you could watch for a couple hours with really nothing, and then even when stuff
it's only if you don't care about the awards. If you care about the awards, then it's good the whole time.
Not really, because I do care about the awards, but a lot of the awards I don't give.
That's a you problem. Once they get past,
do you care about the esports content creator of the year? Did anyone give a?
The esports stuff they do in the half-hour pre-show. That stuff's all gone before the real show begins.
They fixed that last year because the year before it was during the show. So last year it was a lot better. They conduct.
It was just the big awards that were in the show.
It was still 3 hours though, right?
Yeah,
it was 2.5
hours, 3 hour stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also stand by, if you're handing out awards, it's not a pre-show. It's part of the show.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
we debated.
It's technicality.
It makes it seem like less.
Anyways, enough about the awards themselves and enough about the length of the show. We'll talk after the awards, I'm sure, on our follow-up episode, what we liked, what we disliked, how they could improve. We do that every single year. But let's get into the fun stuff. The reason that most people are watching most gamers are watching. Sure, you might have a keen interest in Game of the Year, Action Adventure of the Year, RPG of the Year, fine. But let's just be honest. We're watching for the reveals. We're watching for the trailers. We're watching for the news because it's the last major reveal trailer event of the year. And so I thought it'd be fun to predict some of the stuff just to put some information out there so we're kind of all on the same page. Sega has sent out some postcards to certain content creators telling them to tune into the show, encourage them to watch and stream it. And these seem to be fighting game content creators, so you can speculate on what game that is and what game in particular Sega has a stake in fighting wise. Capcom, now they haven't made a statement yet about the awards, but they did make a statement that there's a major game that's supposed to be a big seller coming out by the end of this fiscal year in March, and it hasn't been revealed yet.
Wasn't that revealed last week? I thought it was Dragon's Dogma 2 after they said it wasn't going to be. Then they said it's coming out in March.
No.
Did they say that?
No, it's not Dragon's Dogma 2. Nope.
Yeah, they said it wasn't Dragon Dogma 2, but then last week, that was what they said was coming out in March.
Yes, you got to remember, they didn't say this big game's coming out in March. They said it's coming out before the end of the fiscal year, which ends in March of 2024. We don't know what the big game actually is, and Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't.
I thought it was
the way they said they
quarter
acted like it's a mega selling game,
yeah.
One of their best selling franchises is what they've acted like. And Dragon's Dogma is not a best selling franchise for them.
Okay, and then sorry, no, what was the time frame?
They said by the end of this fiscal year.
So that would
ends
be
in March of 2024. They didn't say it's coming out in March. They just said that's the end of the fiscal year.
Well, if they just announced on November 28th, like a week ago, right?
Yeah.
That Dragon's Dogma 2 is releasing on March 22nd. Why would they start promoting that if another game is dropping before that? That's bigger.
Why would they? Because that other game might overshadow it. So why get that announcement out first?
But if that other game overshadows it, why wouldn't they release Dragon's Dogma first? I don't.
Because if Dragon's Dogma is going to come out after that game, then you're still going to have its own marketing cycle after too. You know, it's like, why do we know about multiple Nintendo games coming?
But the game is still going to come out before Dragon's Dogma then, so it doesn't matter if they market it or not.
All right. Moving on. We'll get to the predictions. Your prediction is Dragon's Dogma 2 is clearly the Capcom game. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't Dragon's Dogma 2, the only answer is Monster Hunter, I think. But
that's the popular opinion.
Right. But like,
obviously, we know GTA 6 got revealed. People might think maybe there's a possibility for a trailer 2 at the event. I don't know. This is just a general note. Nintendo's revealed something at 8 of the last 9 Game Awards. The only one they didn't was 2021. Nate Drake, aka Nate the Hate, put out there that Arcane is going to announce something. Again, this is a rumor, of course, but he's a well-known insider. And just to remind you what that studio's worked on for people who don't remember, the Dishonored IP, Prey, Deathloop, and Redfall. And Redfall dropped earlier this year. So whatever the next big project coming from them is supposedly is getting announced at this show. I know what I hope it is, but it could be a new IP because as you see, the last 2 games have been new IPs. And notably, we kind of don't know a lot of what's coming to. Honestly, I put Xbox and PlayStation here. We don't really know what's coming to any of the platforms in general. Like in terms of, we have an idea, we have a roadmap, we know what some studios are working on, but we don't know when any of this stuff is really coming out for any of these platforms. Like Nintendo has 0 big games besides Metroid Prime 4 technically even announced. Sony's got a couple games announced, but no dates. Same way, Hellblade 2 Senua's Sacrifice. That was announced at the Game Awards before the Xbox even came out. The Xbox Series. And we still don't know when that's coming out. Avowed, etc. Like, we know about some games, we just don't know when they're coming. So, there is a high likelihood that this Game Awards could have a slew of major announcements. And then there's all the, hey, Hideo Kojima's on the board for this game. We know Death Stranding won Game of the Year. Is it time for Death Stranding 2? That's something people are kind of speculating on. So now that we're all sort of on the same table, including me being on the Dragon Dogmas 2 table, let's make some predictions. Like what we want to see, what we think we'll see. All the companies are on the table. Let's go. Obviously, we'll have to make Nintendo predictions. Maybe Pioro gave us the exact answer. We don't know. We'll talk about that as well. Who wants to go first? Where are we going?
Pioro said.
Yeah, it's Mike. Honestly, like I haven't paid attention to anything. So I'll just put the Pioro thing out there. He tweeted today. He quote tweeted his old tweet from right before the September Direct that turned out to be another code, saying that a demo and a trailer are coming. Now he didn't say that it was at the Game Award. It's a general tease. He doesn't. Okay. So it could be social media, could be the Game Awards. It is. We already have a release date for it. We already know it's coming. I know that on Twitter, Jake Reynolds like, that's clearly the Nintendo announcement. And I mentioned, that'd be the weakest one they've ever done. And you're like, oh, that's right in line with all their other stuff.
Whoa, that's not what I said, though. I didn't say that's clearly it. I said, you said, wouldn't it be funny if this was it?
Yeah, that's what I
said. If it is, you better not ever again.
Yeah, and then I said, you keep going down the chain, and then I'm like, oh, that doesn't line up with what they've previously done or whatever. And then you're just like, actually, I think it. But just to recap quickly, so the audience is on the same page with the Nintendo announcements over the years. Okay, I'm not going to go year by year. I'm just going to throw out like the weakest.
If they watch your videos, they should know.
They don't watch every video. It's all algorithm based and suggestions and notification. It's just the way it goes. So the weakest announcements Nintendo's really ever had are the 2 Smash characters, and then Bravely Default 2, because it was a third party, an exclusive game, but a third party game, but still a more hardcore game. Their stronger announcements were obviously all the Breath of the Wild trailers they did over the years, including the DLC with the Shadow Drop. Bayonetta 3 was obviously a big one, and they also announced Bayonetta 1+2 coming to Switch that year. Bayonetta Origins, people can argue that's a weaker one if they
That was
want
kind of the one I was thinking of.
but
yeah.
it's also related to Bayonetta, and Bayonetta 3 had just come out, and it wasn't the only announcement because they also announced the Fire Emblem Engage DLC there as well. So it was like a dual announcement, not like the biggest announcements, but combined, I mean, that's not a bad showing, especially when you consider Sony pretty much doesn't show
So
much.
realistically,
So
are those your feet in the background, or just a random?
what? Oh my god! All right, so we got to change the background. Whoa!
You
whoa,
have
we're
like a
getting the
hidden
wrong
camera like
crowd
under the
watching.
desk that's like
We're
just
getting
like
the wrong crowd watching. Hold on. Hold on.
The
Whoa, whoa,
booties.
whoa.
It's how he gets his subscribers. So
what's it called?
His Christmas
No,
tree,
I think
too.
realistically, like if I'm being honest with you, Nate, like I think this could be one of the announcements, especially because Piero talked about it, right? But I think they would do something similar to what they did that year, where there's going to be something else too.
Well, and also to note, when we talk about the Pioro stuff, like this could be there.
It'll be there. If we said
but-
it will be there.
But Pioro, when he's done like Nintendo Direct leaks in the past, he never leaked the entire Direct.
No, it's just like one game. Or
no,
Yeah, like he leaks a few of the stuff, but he leaves some.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
leaves some things.
they're
So, like,
bigger
this might not be
announcements
even
the
everything.
closer we get, right? Like he'll start with like kind of like weaker stuff and then kind of get bigger stuff. Am I remembering right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, but he still
Yeah.
always has left some things.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
saying he hasn't, but okay.
Yeah, so like
I got my pick, and I think it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a fully open world Mega Man game.
Oh, for the Capcom, yeah.
like a legend.
I think Mega Man would make sense, but I don't know about open world.
I just add open world because I want open world everything. But
Well,
Yeah,
look,
I'd
I
rather-
keep buying open
Dude,
world.
I'd rather Legends 3 and then Shadow Drop Legends 1 and 2.
Hmm.
we need a new Mega Man game. We need Capcom to give that franchise more love because it's a really
Yeah.
good IP that needs to
to
be
what you
bigger.
were saying, Nate, like that would make sense to like because maybe Legends 1 and 2 is the one that they think will sell over 1 million before Dragon's Dogma, and then that's leading up to like a summer release for Legends.
What was
3.
their? I'm gonna look up their exact language.
Yeah.
Just so I understand. I thought they were hinting it was supposed to be something that sells a lot.
It was in
And they
English.
only have very
It
few
was in
IPs
English.
that sell a lot.
Castlevania would be cool.
Yeah, Nate, I think they said it in English.
Yeah, never mind. They just said unannounced major title. They didn't talk about sales. So that could
Oh,
just
they
be
didn't.
Dragon
Okay,
Dogma
cool,
2.
cool. So it really could be anything.
I mean, it also could be Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Street Fighter.
Didn't someone say it's not Resident Evil?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's kinda hard to remember all this. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's so much. Like you guys might be like, whoa, I thought like you're always on top of all the leaks, Nate. Yeah, for Nintendo,
But
like,
it's a lot.
this
Yeah.
stuff doesn't really. There's stuff for other companies I don't cover. I keep up on some. So yeah, I think it was Dusk Golem who said that it wasn't Resident Evil,
Okay.
and he's been one of the number one Capcom leakers for a long time. So
Well,
He actually got in
called Mega
trouble
Man.
for
He
it.
looks like a kid.
So that's why he doesn't really do a lot of leaks. But he was like, oh, people keep thinking it's this thing. No, it's not this thing. So
For the Sega one, unless I'm forgetting, like I can only think of Virtua Fighter.
yeah. That's the only one I could think of for Sega for fighters.
Oh yeah, for the fighter thing. Yeah.
Unless it's a new IP.
Wait. People are saying Castlevania. That's Konami, right?
Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Sega fighting. Okay, that's definitely not just.
A new Castlevania would be awesome. Definitely 2D, not 3D.
Sonic Fighter.
Especially after
Oh, yeah,
Metroid Dread,
Sonic
like-
Fighters. Yeah, I was gonna be like, oh, that existed at one point. I doubt it's that though.
Hmm.
I mean, there was a couple of them. They did Sonic Battle too.
Speaking of Sonic,
Wait. Do they own Soul Calibur?
Maybe.
We haven't had one of those in
Soul
forever.
Calibur. Wow, that's
Did
What
they
about
own
what about Mega Man 12?
I take a new Mega Man game.
That'd be cool.
What about Mega Man versus
Bandai
Metroid?
Namco owns that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Bandai
they
Namco's
helped
still
co-develop one of them. Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virtual
Man
Fighter one
versus
is like the
Metroid?
only one I could think of fighting game wise.
Mega Man versus Metroid. Samus versus Mega Man.
Hmm.
And they sent them to fighting game creators.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are very similar, like
Yeah.
characters and like how they play.
right.
But again, there was no hint on the actual postcard of what it is.
Right.
Like no symbols.
What
or
if it's a
anything.
brand new
Do you
game?
think they
it
didn't
could
they?
be
So
brand
they
new.
released Exo Primal, right? That was them.
Was
Do you
it-
think they finally bring back Dino Crisis now?
Maybe.
Because didn't the character in Exo Primal look like the character in Dino Crisis?
A little bit. Like the
Well, I think that's like what people were saying when the trailer
The
came
only
out.
thing I feel very confident in the Game Awards, outside of like clearly we're getting something from Sega because they said like we don't even know if Capcom's going to be there. This is just outside noise, but we know Sega is because
Sure.
Sega's advertising to pay attention. I do think that from Kojima, whatever his studio's been working on, I think we're seeing here, whether it's Death Stranding 2 or something else, because they've been hired by other companies too. So whatever they've been working on, I think we're going to see it. I mean, he's on the board. So like it's clearly going to be one of the number one marketing opportunities. I mean, that's what he did with Death Stranding. Like the Game Awards was how they advertised Death Stranding. So plus he's like best friends, literally. I think like in real life, best friends with Jeff Keighley. So
Yeah.
like they're always hanging out. So yeah, this is going to be where he's going to give all the Kojima stuff. So and it's been a while since Death Stranding came out. So I kind of feel like it's probably time to show his next game.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. And again, it might not be Death Stranding 2 because I think Xbox hired him for a game, if I remember right. So
How about if they release this one?
I mentioned it earlier, but I think I know. Now that you brought up Xbox, dude, we got to see Hellblade again, right? It's
Oh
time,
yeah, you're talking about that earlier.
dude. It's time to get Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I brought it up earlier. It's time. We need to get the new Hellblade game and get a date. They need to drop a date. Phil Spencer came out and said they have enough games coming out for like the next 5 years to have 4 major titles every year. Okay, then let's see one, baby. Let's get a date. Confident date. Show me a kick-ass trailer because Xbox needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Phil, do you see Sony dropping the ball and pissing off their consumers? This is it, baby. Bring it.
I remember.
Drop a major game with a date tomorrow.
I remember that presentation where they announced all these first party games and said these are games coming in this timeline. Remember, by 2020 something, have any of those games except for Starfield been out?
Yeah. Redfall was one of them, and that one obviously didn't do
That one time.
as much as they wanted. Still waiting on Hollow Knight. That's kind of
That's never
supposed to come out in the
Yeah.
next 6 months, and we're still waiting.
Is that game nominated? That game better not be nominated.
Is it up for the most anticipated?
Whoa, okay, that makes sense.
I can't remember what was up for most anticipated.
I can't either.
Yeah, of course, it's not. They've been trying to get it out for 3 years now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's finally going to release next year, but we've been saying that every year.
Yeah, right.
Look, I'm sure it's going to be amazing when it does come out. I'll say this.
What comes
I'm
out first?
not afraid to
Silk
delay
Song
the
or
game.
Metroid Prime 4?
What?
Mm.
Hollow Knight or Metroid Prime 4?
Yeah.
I don't think either of
Hidden
them. will come
Krista
out.
mentioned because I
Okay,
actually,
you don't think either of them come out next year? Which one comes out first, though?
I think a new
You
3D
just
Mario
saw next
comes before those two.
The question was.
What was the question?
wasn't
Silk
actually
Song
what would come
or
first.
Metroid
What was the
Prime 4?
question?
Just between those two, which would come out first?
Between which two?
Silk Song and Metroid Prime 4.
It's like who am I gonna see first, Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster? I don't know.
Hey, I will note this. Hold on.
It depends.
I
Do you
will note
spend
this.
more
Does
time
this
in the
sway
woods
your
or Loch
opinion?
Ness?
Does this sway your opinion? We've actually seen Silk Song. In fact, we've actually played Silk Song in
Yeah.
2019 at E3.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
Whereas Metroid Prime 4, we have a logo.
a logo, yeah.
I'll
So
see
I
the
guess Silk
argument.
Song. I guess Silk Song. It's more credible,
Yeah.
more believable. Yeah.
I will say this about Metroid Prime 4, and this is where I actually, because Kit and Krista have been removed from Nintendo for a while, but they mentioned one thing they both did for many years is they were the ones working with the Game Awards and getting stuff out, and it was such a stressful time for them, which is crazy when you think about what was announced, and then you think, it was that stressful for you, really? All right, cool. I don't think this is like you guys aren't making the trailers. I'm kind of confused, but okay. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Maybe there was things that were supposed to be shown that got yanked. But they mentioned that if Nintendo wanted to show something badass, but yet play it safe because we're at the end of the Switch's life.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, then it's Metroid Prime 4 because it's already been announced. It's on your financial report every single time.
That's
you don't
good.
have to. You can literally throw a Switch logo in there because you know you're going to bring this damn thing to Switch. It can still be on Switch too. You don't have to give a release date. Nintendo fans will just be happy to see the damn thing.
Yeah.
And it would get people super hyped. And it's not technically a new announcement. It's just a first time showing. And you're hitting on a whole new audience. And if these rumors they said are true about the open world stuff, you actually might get more people interested in what the hell this game is.
I know, right?
And it's like a hardcore game too.
Yeah.
And that's like,
and it's technically not a new enough. So they're not putting themselves out there being like, oh, talk about a 3D Mario, but it's actually for because they know they're well aware that Nintendo is saving games. They're waiting to reveal Switch 2. Like that's why we don't know a bunch of games right now for next year. But Metroid Prime is the one game that's technically already announced that they could literally drop. And it would just be like, and I will note this. Based on the way Pioro has done leaks before, this is the kind of game he would save for the surprise. He always left the big surprise at the directs. He always left that. So
that's him being a good a good leaker, not ruining everything for the viewer.
I'm just saying.
Metroid Prime 4.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but even Kit and Chris are like, but hey, if Nintendo wants to end the year with a bang and really get people still talking about them heading into 2024, you drop that Metroid Prime 4 trailer and people are going to talk.
True.
I think if they make it, they have
especially now that GTA 6 is out of the bottle.
Yeah, GTA 6 is out of the bottle, so you don't really got to be worried about getting overshadowed, even if it had a follow-up trailer.
That's huge, honestly.
Like, but the reveal's done. I see
that. I see that for
release.
Switch 2. Launch game for Switch 2, GTA 6.
And that's a 2025 game. And let's say for some reason you do throw a 2024 date at the end of the trailer. Yeah. Like that's going to be people, talking now. Hey, this thing's coming soon.
Yeah.
Like we might see more of this at the February Direct. That's what everyone's going to be thinking. So,
I think Metroid would be my guess, or like a random DLC that I don't care
DLC.
About,
they could show off the another look at the Splatoon 3 DLC coming next year.
Yep.
They could do that. That would be on the lighter side. That'd be like a super safe. Although I don't think it's the right audience for it. Whatever. Nintendo might not care.
I kind of feel like it's a no-brainer to just drop something real quick about the next Scarlet Violet DLC that comes out.
They have a trailer tomorrow.
They're doing a trailer tomorrow. Morning.
At 8 a.m.
Yeah. So I think they like drop in something that's like 30 seconds to just announce one more thing that wasn't in the trailer, and it comes out that day, right? Or is it the next day?
It comes out.
Next week.
14th. Yeah, next week.
Oh, it's next week. Okay. I think it would make sense to just throw something in there. That's stuff they're trying to sell right now.
I can see them maybe do it because there's always
I wouldn't count that as like a huge.
Yeah, I think that could be something that there's always those commercial segments where they run trailers, and that could be like maybe there's a new 30-second commercial for the DLC or something in there. I can see them maybe doing that because they do have those little small commercial segments that people bought.
I just think with Pokemon being as big as it is, that you might want that to be its own thing almost, even though it's not like major.
I don't
just because the popularity of Pokemon. That's all.
So I think
they're making a choice. Nintendo's going to do what Nintendo wants to do.
They're definitely going to be a movie trailer tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's definitely
and they're always about promoting the immediate next release. Nintendo is.
Now, another thing I'll bring up that is also possible for Nintendo, it's been speculated to death. And this is something that's always possible because, hey, we already see them doing a bunch of it. They could just announce a new remaster because they have a bunch of them coming, and there's probably a bunch more of them coming. And that would also be a super safe thing. The question is, what would those remasters be? I don't know. Look, I'd like to, I want to see them pull the Bayonetta 3 out of there. I want to see them go, we're going to give you Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered. We're going to drop that as a combo pack, announce that here, and then also show Metroid Prime 4 for the first time. That would be sick. Obviously, Zelda fans are hoping for all the Zelda remasters in the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, fans of every IP are hoping for remasters of old games. So that's always a card that Nintendo could always play to.
It would make sense considering Zelda's going to win Game of the Year. So.
Yep, it will.
Yes.
It's a wheel.
Wouldn't that be awesome though? Like Zelda wins Game of the Year, and then by the way,
It would be.
Ocarina
That's why it's a win-win for me. Because if Baldur's Gate 3 wins, I win the bet. But if Zelda wins, that's my
Yeah,
game.
it's not even about winning the bet. You just want to see me in a Tatum jersey. That's all.
That'd be nice.
Oh, come on, man.
He just wants to see me in the Tatum jersey. Look, and I'll
No,
time
Drew
it.
Holiday
Don't
jersey.
they? Oh wait, no. I don't know when the next Bucks Celtics game is. I have to look at the schedule.
Drew
Let's
Holiday.
say, I want to ironically wear it during a Bucks Celtics game while the Bucks win. But I mean, I gotta wear it on a podcast, so that's kind of irrelevant.
Oh man, so you don't want to wear it this year, is what you're saying?
No, I'll wear it this year if I have to. It's fine. I was just wondering, like, if they're probably not playing on a Wednesday. Like,
Yeah, but you said you wanted to wear it on a game where the Bucks win against the Celtics, so not
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, it'll be this year. I'm sorry. Didn't they just get eliminated by the Pacers?
Yeah.
That the Bucks are about to take care of business of tomorrow. So
All right, we'll see. We'll see about that.
anyways, bunch of trash talk. This is why this bet actually is like, it's for fun,
fun.
but it's also it's fun. It's combining our favorite things of sports and video games together.
If you just be a Jazz fan, and you can always be sad. So
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
you might want to convert to a Denver fan or something. At least they're good and they've won something recently.
I just can't. I can't.
Single my leg
I
guys.
don't blame
I don't.
Dude, you know how many lean years for the Bucks there's been?
Not
Pretty much my
only
entire
are the
existence.
Jazz not good, which I think they actually have a really solid foundation. I think they could get
Oh yeah,
Really
we're
good.
gonna get there. We'll get there.
yeah.
but
But
it won't be for.
You're
It
sounding
makes
like me as a
no
Bucks
sense.
fan at like 2006.
The
We're gonna make
Utah-
something
The
Yeah.
last time the Jazz were good,
Michael
we had
Redd taking the
Carmelo,
title, baby.
John
If
Stockton.
Utah's known for anything, it's not jazz music. Just-
Yeah, we need to switch with the Raptors, or we need to do like a 3-team switch where we get the Raptors because there's an actual
Orleans-
Utah Raptor. New Orleans
Yeah.
gets the Jazz, and then we can send the Pelicans to Toronto because they
Yeah.
don't. Who cares what Toronto gets,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Oh,
you could just give
Oh my gosh.
New
I'm
Orleans
so
the
sorry,
Jazz, and you guys
Canadian.
could just be the Mormons.
Oh, here we go.
Pioneers.
Bringing this back around, you know what? I've been hyping irresponsibly for a while, and I'm going to bring my hype irresponsibly into
Oh
this.
boy.
All right, couple things. I'm going to note a couple things here. One, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's probably a YouTube bug, to be clear, and I was clearly making a joke about it on Twitter. But for
Oh,
some
God, yeah.
reason, Nintendo's logo vanished on the Nintendo of America YouTube channel.
I
don't
don't say
know.
that.
I don't know why. It's probably just a bug, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the real reason is because
Still?
we're hyping irresponsibly. So the truth is irrelevant when you're hyping irresponsibly.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah, when
the
you
Game
when you
Award,
tweeted
we're not
that, Nate,
gonna-
I checked and it was still there for me.
Yeah, no, it's
clear
a
cache or
bug.
something.
It's a bug, but again, the truth is
Oh,
irrelevant.
okay.
the
I
truth
see
is
what you-
relevant right now. Okay. Now the Game
All
Award.
right, all right.
The Game Awards decided that, hey, NVIDIA is dropping an announcement at the Game Awards being advertised. There's only one console NVIDIA is actually inside of Nintendo Switch. Now,
What?
granted,
Why
it's
you
a
phrase
PC in the
that?
background, and we're ignoring all context that this is probably a GPU or something related announcement or a DLSS 3.9,000 announcement that's going to make PC game. It's probably what it is. That's irrelevant. The truth doesn't matter.
All the AI taking over
Because
the
the
world.
fact is, AMD is in all these other consoles, but NVIDIA is in Switch. Plus, get this, there are 8 letters in the word Nintendo. There
Oh
are
my
7 letters in the word America.
Oh, not this
Seven
shit
and one.
again.
There are 2 letters in
There were-
of.
That's not keeping it clean.
Adding 2 plus 1 together is 3. Half-Life 3, Nintendo Switch 2, dual announcement, Game Awards. Done.
What?
Typing it
I'm in.
responsibly, baby.
Okay.
That's my
I'm
argument.
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, exact. I am the Kool-Aid. That's the problem. Take a sip. Drink out, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fine.
dude. You know what's funny is like I know no one's taking it seriously, and it's fine because it's not really meant to be serious. I don't. In the back of my mind, no, I don't expect Switch 2 there, but I don't care.
Listen,
Dude, it's
I
so
don't-
fun to get excited. Like I'm
Look,
gonna
I
be
don't rule
talking
out-
for 6 hours tomorrow
I do
before
not
the
rule
damn
out-
thing begins. I'm gonna be like Switch 2, Switch 2, like 6 hours.
I don't
straight.
rule out Nintendo stepping out and saying stay tuned for the first half of the year for an event.
No
That's an
way.
event.
Yes way. I mean, hyper
January
responsible.
blowout.
No. You know what? They're not going to say Stay tuned. They're just dropping it.
Kool-Aid showed up in chat.
They're dropping it. See, Kool-Aid showed up. Oh yeah. Oh man. Anyways, I know no one's going to agree with me that Switch 2 is happening there, but that's I'm hyping the response.
I don't see a world where they announce that before the holidays and make everyone that just bought a Switch for their kids feel shafted.
Why would they feel shafted?
Because they just bought a system.
Dude, they just bought a Switch 7 years in. They've had like 17 different holidays to buy it, and they waited this long. They're not buying Switch 2 day one anyways.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll always be somebody who bought it very last minute.
I'll give you an idea. I'll give you an idea.
But most people that buy a Switch do it before the holidays.
I'll tell you this right now. My parents just bought my kids, they don't know yet, for Christmas, the Oculus Quest 2. The Quest 3 just came out. My parents looked at it. They talked to me about it. And I'm like, the Quest 2's fine. It is more virtual reality than they've ever had in their life.
Yep.
And it's way cheaper. Yeah. People aren't going to return things to buy the latest and greatest when they're buying it for their kids. Kids don't get $500 brand new tech devices. That's not what parents do.
Take kids out of it. There's still people that are going to be late adopters that just aren't like, it's just not the best look. And there's no reason to rush it out. The announcement.
And they're late adopters. That means they're not buying Switch 2 day one regardless.
Oh, all right. You want to make another bet?
That's true.
Like, if they're late adopters, why would
you feel that? That's cool.
Switch 2?
I won't argue with you. I disagree. Do you want to make a bet? I just want to know how
what is the bet? And Switch 2 is not going to be there.
We got to keep it fun, right? We got to keep
manifesting Switch 2's existence.
All right, it can't. All right, so I like our first bet. You know what? I want to see what the chat thinks. I'm just gonna keep an eye out for ideas.
Okay, the chat's gonna come up with ideas for the bet is that it's show there or not, or mentioned or whatever.
Well, what if it's shown indirectly? Like, what if they show Metroid Prime 4 and it just looks a little bit too nice for what Nintendo?
Or they have like a logo.
No. It's got to be obvious. Like, if they do that and they pull out and it's like a silhouette that clearly doesn't look like a normal Switch, and you're like, But I don't know how it would clearly not look like a normal Switch.
Okay, sure.
Anyways, a reference, a mention, a showing of Switch 2. I'm trying to manifest it into existence, guys. Hyping it responsibly is all about manifestation, the power and belief that I can make things happen because I want them to.
All right, so I this is how it's going to happen. He steps on stage. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen," he picks his pocket. Switch 2.
Switch mini. That's micro. Pulls out a quarter.
It goes in your brain.
If it was backwards compatible, though, I don't think as many people would be upset, though.
Yeah.
Like, you could still use your games, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
There's going to be some.
Again, I'm just manifesting. I don't think this is happening, guys, but I told you, I'm done hyping responsibly. I'm tired of it. It's boring.
I mean, there's that generate tweet.
It's another code, everyone. It's another code. We got it from Pioro. Let's move on.
I like the energy.
Tears of the Kingdom is getting swept by every game. It's got no shot at anything. Mario Wonder, more like Mario Flounder, gonna win nothing. Don't even watch. It's just not worth it. Nintendo's not even in attendance. Doug Bowser is just saying, hey, we're up for more awards than anyone, and we're not even going to win our own family category. It is what it is. We're done. Look, I don't want to be a realist or a downer. That's not fun because a realist, unfortunately, is kind of being a downer when it comes to Nintendo.
Nate, I
got a good bet. I got a good bet.
I want to officially welcome you to the Odyssey.
Because you're the one that used to do this, and I used to have to let's keep this on the left. I'm done.
Yeah.
My level is off camera. You guys tune in tomorrow noon for my 6-hour pre-stream before we get to the Game Awards, where I'm going to try to convince every person that comes in Switch 2 is happening, baby. Get hyped. I'm going to act like it's coming. This is the day.
So here's the bet. Ready? If it doesn't get announced or teased in any way, shape, or form, then I would win, right? And I get to pick your name. I am in control. Actually, give me host.
I wonder what the Vegas odds would be on this.
And then
if I win this bet, that's a huge win.
Directly announce
I want you to win the bet. I want
obviously
to win that bet.
Tease it. You get to be in control of my name on the podcast. next week.
Okay. So we're just betting the names.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, this-
Loser has to just rock a mustache.
Oh,
I gotta get female approval.
I-
She might not let that happen.
Yeah, I would do it, but I don't think I'm gonna lose, and I don't want to make Nate do that.
I know. Yeah,
He's doing it
if we
to be
did
like the
Vegas
fun,
style,
like
see, if we did this Vegas
to get
style,
the crowd hyped up, and I respect that actually.
because if this was Vegas style, when you got the odds and everything, I know the odds would be like really, really bad that Switch 2 is even going to be there. So if
Right.
I had won, it would have to be a significantly worse punishment for Jake than it would be for me. Because,
Yeah.
but we're not doing it that way. It's just a straight up control the name, a nice friendly bet. It's a friendly bet.
It's a gentleman's wager.
Yeah. Look,
I really want Nate to win
it's bad
because
enough that Jake Randall's going to have to wear a Giannis jersey. I can't also punish him even worse. So
I mean, if Nate's right, then PAX is going to be the place to be this year.
PAX is-
Yeah.
You know what? It might be the place to be if I am right. Or it's coming out before PAX East even happens.
Get your PAX tickets now.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Here, Nate,
That's
I'll
great.
even it out a little bit. If you win, you get to choose my name for the rest of the year on the podcast.
Oh, what is that? Like 3 shows?
All right, you want to go? You want to go? Like we'll say 5 shows.
10.
10.
Oh, so you're just trying to make
All
it.
right,
so
let's do it. No,
I'm
let's
against the
do it.
odds. I'm
That's
against
fun.
the
I like
odds.
that. Let's do it. 10
10
shows. If you win, if I win, I get to control you for 1 show.
So
Okay.
can he change
All right,
it
all
to
right.
one?
I
one.
just made it worse
Like a-
for
like
me.
a
but I'm
10 to 1
kinda
odds. It's like a 10 to 1 odds is what we're
It
doing
wasn't
right
good
now.
enough. You were right.
Yeah, 10-1. And for those
All
that
right.
don't know, I literally could change his name anytime I want. So he doesn't even have to worry about it. I'll just change it before the show starts.
Perfect.
That's the part. That's what happens when you're the person who's running the whole stream over here. We use StreamYard, but I never touch anyone's names unless sometimes it's fun. I've done it before just to mess with
once or
people.
twice.
I've messed with you,
Oh,
but
no,
I
you
get to
have.
set your name regardless.
Well, I mean,
You don't have the power. You used to when you were on.
Oh,
on-
Eric, please
Yeah.
stop talking. You've
I know. I'm sorry.
dominated
Yeah.
the floor tonight.
Darn
Okay.
it.
I'll go back into my hole.
So do we have any other crazy predictions? Let's get some crazy stuff out there for this. Like I already put out the craziest.
Wait. Let's start with Trentendo.
That's
All right.
just gonna say.
Yes.
You
got Trentendo.
get first dibs on this.
Pokemon
All right.
Legends?
I think we're gonna get Legends. I don't know if it'll get revealed tomorrow. I think they're gonna hold that for the Pokemon
No,
Day.
the Pokemon Day.
I think I still am waiting to see some sort of Zelda remake. The ZR 2023. Jeff Grubb's talking about Zelda potentially something. He didn't know if that was the movie or not. So I'm gonna throw out that we're gonna get either the Ocarina remake that we keep getting talked about, or maybe we get
Dude, I'll gladly lose my
a
Switch
double
to
pack
that.
of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. That would be the one I would prefer, to be honest, over Ocarina of Time right now.
Dude, that would be an awesome shadow drop.
I want to see Ocarina for Switch 2, but I would love to see the double pack hit tomorrow. But yeah, that's what I'll throw out there. Something.
And
Zelda.
it's just Miyamoto flipping off a cardboard cutout of Jeff Grubb while they shadow drop it.
That's great.
But I mean, it's like the perfect time too, because Zelda's up for so much right now. So it's like lean
right.
into it a little bit.
Yeah,
They keep
all
tweeting
right.
about
I
how much
like
Zelda's
that. I like that.
nominated.
And you're keeping true to your logo.
I love
With
it.
those predictions. Love it.
I love it. Let's keep going around the Eric. Oh, just for funsies, because it could be any company we're talking about. Phil Spencer recently said, "I hear you, Banjo-Kazooie fans."
Ooh, please, please.
I'm just throwing that.
By the way, Eric,
please.
that old school Milwaukee Brewers jacket is keeping it fucking clean. I love
That is
it.
dope.
Oh yeah. Gosh. I mean, I always want a new Conker's Bad Fur Day. But I mean, snowboard kids, why not? Heck yeah. I mean,
heck yeah,
let's go with it.
those are such underrated games.
Sorry, I'm fascinated
all
that we're getting some new trolls in the chat that are pretending to be me. This is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
That's risky.
That's
This
what
is
happens. Manifestation. I'm
risky. Just
manifesting.
did like the
multiple
Tom Riddle
doubles.
Voldemort thing. You just switch the letters around.
I'm literally manifesting doubles and triples of Nintendo Prime. It's cool.
Triples are safe. Triples are best.
When you have doubles and triples, that's when you know you made it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Nintendo Talk, what do you got? Come on, something. Give me something.
I think Metroid, and I think that's a really bold thing because
It is bold.
But like
Possible, but bold.
you look at the Game Awards and it's like there's a bunch of hardcore gamers there. I feel like they have to have like you're not going to see like a Mario Party or something, be announced. So I think Metroid, I think it's going to be probably not gameplay, just kind of more atmospheric, but that would even be enough for everyone because we haven't heard anything.
So when you say Metroid, you mean Prime 4?
Prime 4, yeah. Sorry.
So
It's not Metroid Dread 2.
Do you think well, I mean between like the 2 and 3 remasters. Well, I'm saying, do you think if they drop Prime 4, they would most likely drop the 2 and 3 remasters as well?
Yeah, I think so.
What order would they do it, do you think?
I still think Prime 4 is like a little way, like it still needs time, like end of next year or maybe even 2025, but 2 and 3 could come out like randomly throughout the year. Because like wasn't Prime 1 like a stealth?
Yeah,
drop?
that was a shadow drop.
Shadow dropped
Wait,
it.
Nintendo Talk. What I meant was if they announce all of those at the Game Awards, do they announce 2 and 3 and then 4? Or do they announce 4, get all the viewers in, and then be like, by the way, next month 2 and 3 comes out?
Yeah, I think that's the way they go. I think 4 is what people care about, but
because also if they announce 2 and 3 first, people will still be like, wait, is 4 coming? Is 4 coming? And everyone comes in. So I can see both.
I'll say this. Here's what they're gonna do if they bring Prime 4. They're gonna show Prime 4 first, right? Or they'll tease and people won't be sure what it is yet, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's Metroid Prime 4, and then they're gonna be like, oh, 2024, 2025, or whatever is, or maybe they don't put a date at all, and then they say, by the way, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 available now.
That'd be awesome. That'd be sick.
And that's what they did. Pikmin 1 and 2. They shadow dropped that during the June Direct. They shadow dropped Prime during, so like it's not again, and they shadow dropped the Tears of Breath of the Wild DLC, the final one. They did that right after the Game Awards. So I could see them and that was a long time ago, of course. Obviously, Reggie was all buddy with Jeff back then. But I could see them being like, hey, we don't really technically have a big December. Metro Prime 2-3 remaster drop now.
I mean, my dream would be Tears of the Kingdom DLC, but they're not going to do that. They already said they're not. But
yeah.
Someone said
Nintendo said a lot of things, right?
Yeah, they say a lot.
That's
so-
true.
You know what? They want to shock, and they were just telling a little fib to get the Tears of the Kingdom news going again. And my channel might be very happy.
About on a different podcast that maybe they drop a standalone expansion like similar to what Xenoblade 2 Torna was to Xenoblade 2.
Sure.
Something that can be bought on its own, played on its own. Still kind of seen as a DLC, but it's technically not. So they weren't lying, kind of.
Yeah, it'd have to be like an all new area, though.
But also, maybe that is enhanced for the Switch too. They did that.
Hey, no.
It's like the
I'm
Bowser
liking the Switch 2 legends that aren't me.
Zelda.
This is making me excited.
All right.
I'm real excited over here.
Someone said F-Zero. I don't think that's like a sexy enough game to show. You know, it's like a niche racer. Like, but they did come out with F-Zero.
Dude, they should do F-Zero on Switch 2 though.
Yeah.
F-Zero
That's-
GX, I think the February announcement, baby. I think it's going to be in
That
February.
could be a great graphical showcase. I mean, so is Prime 4, but
All right, Mike, give me something.
Ready?
Come on,
I'm not sure you're ready for this. I don't think nobody's ready for this.
Dude, I've been pushing Switch 2, so like
Okay. So I'm gonna join Nate's hype train. Switch 2 for announced in the Game Awards.
You're
But
not
only
going
that.
there, are
I'm
you?
also gonna say Metroid Prime 4 will make an appearance with Metroid Prime 1 and 2 Shadow Drop. They won't be remasters. They'll be HD versions of it.
yeah, that's what the rumors are, is that they're
And
not.
so after that, we're gonna get two movie announcements. Number one, very, very, very once it's been announced, Minecraft the movie with Steve Carell is gonna be announced with a really cool trailer.
Okay,
Steve Carell. Okay.
let's go. Okay,
Yeah. He's already signed off for that movie, like in real life. So
There you go.
that's real. That's real. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And the other one is they're going to announce the cast for the Legend of Zelda movie. The cast. They can do that.
Jeff would love to have that announcement.
Yeah, the cast will be out on stage.
On stage, even?
On
Oh,
stage.
damn.
on stage because then presenting Game of the Year.
They're gonna. Well, then Zelda's winning. Then Zelda's
Oh my
winning. You
God.
can't have them on stage handed
Yeah,
to
look
Baldur's
at
Gate
them.
3.
They announced the Mario
They're
one.
gonna
Zelda's winning.
let me rewind a little bit. They're gonna announce
Your
Tears of the
goal is
Kingdom,
to not hype responsibly.
Tears of the Kingdom
Mission
as the
accomplished.
Game of the Year. But wait, we have one more announcement with The Legend of Zelda. The cast, introducing the cast of The Legend of Zelda, and they introduce them one by one.
Here's the only reason I think they won't have them there in person is what happens if the reaction is like the Mario movie. They could get booed on stage.
But I mean, it's the first reaction, so
You don't want the first reaction to be a public booing.
I think with it actually being
Or
like,
maybe
probably
they
one
know they
booing.
can tell the audience
No,
ahead of time.
you know what
just
would make it
push
work?
clap on the clap.
No,
thing.
this would make it
That's
work.
not a real
That's true.
audience, dude.
No, you want the
That's
audience.
That's people that were invited. So they're
That
You want
is
the
true.
audience to go nuts. No. You just have to make sure the first character you introduce is someone that Keanu Reeves is playing, and the crowd's in.
yeah, for sure.
Crowd's in at
Sure.
that point.
For sure. Once they clap
Of
for
course, then
one,
they'll
they go
start
crazy
worrying
for
the
one,
cyberpunk situation.
and the others they'll kind of like okay, they'll follow through. And stuff.
All right, or Nicolas Cage's Link. Then the crowd is
Beto, Bert, Beto,
So
Beto.
I thought you were going to go a different direction, Mike. I thought you were going to be like, oh, Switch 2 is going to be there, Prime. I'm like, oh, because if you're going to say Switch 2 is going to be there, you could argue a reveal trailer could suddenly reveal a bunch of games, like a certain 3D Mario we're expecting to be at launch.
Well, let me finish.
You got to more? Joe and said one more thing was the Zelda cast.
Yeah,
Is there one more thing on top of the one more
One
thing?
more thing of a one more thing.
There's the one more thing.
Hey,
There's a two more things.
There's
There's
like a
two more things.
57.
That's never happened because Jeff Keighley is always like rushing at the end. He's like, we ran out of time. Building, we're over
A
on right
movie
now. We got to get out of here.
A movie based on the character that declared that Bill Clinton was his rabbi.
The Bill Clinton rabbi.
Oh my, yeah.
Bill Clinton. It's Bill
Yeah,
Clinton's
that's
rabbi.
actually, yeah, that one for sure.
Or a game.
Definitely.
And the game is all about him like breaking into the award
First
and
party
turning
Nintendo
into
game based on that.
No. I was just gonna say that here's the next game that's gonna be announced. It's gonna be you are trying to sneak onto the Game Awards stage to get past security and everything like that.
Yeah, that's
to make
the game.
some random
the game.
announcement.
Honestly,
I bet you there's
that's
an
the
indie.
game.
There's
It would
probably an
be
indie game that
okay.
does it already
all
somewhere.
right, real talk, because
Flash
you just
game,
gave me an idea, man. It would be a huge dub for Jeff Keighley if he let like an indie company drop a game like remember like Untitled Goose Game
Mm-hmm.
or like Goat Simulator. If it was just like
those are-
Bill Clinton Simulator, dude, people would
Bill
respect
Clinton's
him.
rabbi. Remember,
so much.
it wasn't actually Bill Clinton. It's Bill Clinton's rabbi.
Oh yeah, Bill Clinton Rabbi Simulator.
Yeah.
I'd buy
what are
it.
you about though?
I don't know. I have no
you
idea.
just go around as a
It's
rabbi?
rabbi.
It's a Reformation story.
It's,
You get
coming
missions
out
from
on
Bill
stage to
Clinton
accept the
sometimes.
award that was
Voiced by
dedicated to him.
Keanu Reeves. Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ah,
That's
well,
like
what
not
do you
bad.
got for us, Jake? What's an out there prediction for you for the show?
Okay, I don't think it's too out there, honestly. And I think that this game we could actually realistically get before we get Metroid Prime 4. It would be pretty cool to see them drop it, especially with recent hype this year. Pikmin 5.
What?
Wow.
They've
No,
already
it's
said
early?
that were working on it for a long time.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
Switch 2 though.
There's no way they'd show that now.
Oh, actually, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're hyping.
mean-
we're hyping irresponsibly. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
you're right.
It just feels weird because like
In
Pikmin
space.
4 came out
In
like less than
space.
6 months ago.
Can you imagine in space?
Right, but I think they had that done for a long time before they had it out because they had that.
You know what?
interview
Then I
where
think
he's
Tears of
like-
the Kingdom's
he's like,
been
"There's
done
no
for a
DLC
long time
'cause we're already
too.
so deep into
So a
Pikmin
new
5."
3D Zelda.
He let that slip already. That's why I'm saying like there is a little bit of substance.
They also let it slip that they technically were done with the Zelda game over a year ago and it was just polished.
They do that. Remember Fire Emblem Engage?
Oh, we don't have DLC. Why? Because we're about to drop a 3D Zelda announcement. And before all of you tell me that this cannot happen, they launched Wind Waker in November, and the following June they announced Twilight Princess.
You're right.
They've done this before.
That was old Nintendo.
I'm just saying.
I was disappointed with
It's
Fire
been
Emblem
done
Engage.
before.
I was too. I like Three House. I like Three Houses.
I got really disappointed when I found out that it's not a wedding game.
It's not a what game?
A wedding game.
Oh, jeez.
You mean like relationship?
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Engaged, right?
Oh, okay.
I was expecting a game
I heard a
that's
review of a
I get
wedding
it,
simulator
I get
game the other day, and someone was like, "This is really bad. It took 7 hours just to get down on one knee." Like that's just not that. Sorry, that's not real. That's not real life. Like if you're gonna ask someone,
it starts. Listen, it starts. It starts by getting down on one knee.
when she was hanging out with my
out, and it ends in the honeymoon suite.
all right.
Both of these, though.
We'll get to our last topic before we get to the Q&A segment. Remember, you guys can submit questions if you're watching live. The $2 super chats. You can ask anyone, all of us questions. It can be about video games, whatever. Just one of us, if that's your cup of tea. You can get those questions in now, so then we have them ready to go for
Like
the Q&A.
I said, OnlyFans, $2 for 2 inches.
But let's get into the third topic here. There's been some new interesting rumors, I suppose, floating around on Nintendo Switch 2. These aren't like, the typical super strong stuff that you would get from like an Andy Robinson or an Nathan Haight or something like that. But they come from people that, I don't know. One of them I think is kind of questionable because just like over a month ago, he was busy trashing what Switch 2 might become. And that's Zuby Tech, who is a PlayStation leaker, followed by literally PlayStation staff, not just like any staff, like the head of PlayStation Studios. Whether or not that means anything, I don't know. But also followed by Digital Foundry and a bunch of other people. And then Rev Genus, who is a Samsung leaker for mobile chipsets. And they both basically said that Switch 2 is coming out really early next year. And Zuby Tech in particular said that Nintendo has a January event coming for Switch 2. So that's one thing. The other thing are reports coming out of Taiwan that due to the lawsuit Samsung has against BOE Technologies, which is the current LCD display provider for Nintendo, that as of December 1st, Nintendo entered into an agreement with Samsung to provide next generation OLED panels for upcoming IT devices, which people just presume what's the upcoming device they have, Switch 2, so that the potential of the 8-inch LCD might have just got replaced by an OLED due to this lawsuit. So
still 8-inch, right? Still 8-inch.
Yes, it's still 8-inch. That part hasn't really changed. And then
more than necessary.
And by the way, when people say 8 inches, they think it might be 7.68 because it's all about the way they measure things. Anyways, and then
it's called like the 8-inch like class, right? Like
it's the 8-inch class screen, but they're usually not technically 8 inches. And then all that stuff where Level 5 had an event. They delayed a bunch of games. One of those games is coming out next summer. They said some language around that game that, oh, we have an exact release date, but we can't give it to you yet. And the reason they gave was sort of a, hey, like we know something, but we can't say it, so we have to wait, suggesting that Switch 2 would actually be out before the game comes out. At least that's the way people took it. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what they meant. That's like the whole thing. So what are we thinking? Obviously, I've made lots of videos, so I have lots of thoughts out on this. Well, what are you guys thinking hearing all this stuff?
That's it.
That's it happening.
I mean,
I want it.
I think it makes sense. It just makes sense because the next big event is PAX East, right? And in order for, if Nintendo does announce early in the year, then they have all these conventions in place that they can be showing off the console. So, and then I would say like an April release time period, right? Right before all the summer game fest and stuff like that. The big giant direct there to announce a whole bunch of games. And it just feels like the perfect.
I don't think they've ever had new hardware at PAX East before it was out.
Before it was out.
Yeah.
So it would be one of those that, like, if it released in March, then it might be at PAX East.
Well, PAX is March 20th this year.
Yeah, it'd be if it was early March. Like if it came out the first week.
I'm not gonna lie, like I really thought, because I mean, we know. Both of you guys were here when I talked about, like, I believe for a long time that the Switch 2 would come out in March. I really hope it does, and I think that's like a really good time for it to come out.
Yeah,
it worked well for Switch last time.
So yeah,
A very short marketing cycle.
You've got me on board the train. I'm hyping a little irresponsible.
The fact that there's multiple people saying early next year. When I hear early, guys, they're not saying like first half. That'd be the first 6 months they're doing. They're saying early. To me, that's at max the first third of the year. Because once you get past April, that you know how you get into like the middle. You'd be saying it's coming out towards the middle of the year. So it's interesting because like if the January event happens, it's not unprecedented. Nintendo did a big January event for Switch. Granted, it was already technically announced the October before, but as he said, they didn't have a big device selling very well that holiday season. So why not announce it in October? Instead, they could just let Switch sort of have its holiday sales, then do a big event in January. At that point, you know, you could talk about buyer's remorse all we want. Look, that's going to happen regardless of when you announce the
I
thing.
disagree. If they do it after the holidays, I think it changes everything. I think it's just a slap in the face to announce it right.
You think it's a slap in the face to open your Switch 2, your Switch on Christmas, and then 2 weeks later there's a new one?
That is a slap in the face, but it's even more of a slap in the face where you're a kid that just found out the Switch 2 is coming out, and you go under your tree, and you're like, "Oh wait,
kids are even going to know the Switch 2 came out."
I just think it's worse. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's gonna be. There's gonna be people that buy it right up to before it's announced, no matter what.
Well, yeah. Those are their day ones.
The biggest sales month of the year, every year, for Switch is the holidays, like November, December.
March has actually been pretty strong for them too, but that's only when they have a huge game come out in March.
Normally,
like
I'd agree with
the
you.
month Tears of the Kingdom came out.
But like,
What's that?
I said normally I would agree with that, but like the Switch literally came out in 2017, and I know people will get it up until the day, but it's like I don't know if they're really concerned about that because I don't think Nintendo wants like a lull. I don't think they want like a dead year where they're just releasing like Paper Mario like remakes and stuff, and then the next year,
that makes sense. Yeah,
I feel like they want
one of two things got to be true. Either Switch 2 comes out in the beginning, which I'm leaning towards, and I hope,
or it comes out in the second half.
There's just unannounced games that are filling.
Yeah, there has to be something.
Yeah.
Either way, there's games
next year, or we have major game announcements coming. Either way, like that's the thing. Either Switch 2 happens in 2024, or the February Direct's about to drop a bunch of bombs.
Oh, I think the Switch 2 is happening in 2024 for sure. Like I mean,
holiday I think is the latest that I can see it coming out. Obviously,
January does seem soon though. Like literally like weeks away.
Well, I think January could be true. I'm thinking March.
I think for an announcement is fine because they're not releasing it. They can still release it 4 months later, 3 to 4 months.
I think they can release it 9 months later.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the announcement doesn't necessarily indicate when it comes out unless it says, like let's say they announce it January and it's coming summer. Well, they got like 6 months to build up hype. So, and it's all about, when is it in mass manufacturing? Let's say this OLED thing is true and they just signed. Now they got to do some panel swaps. But even then, a lot of these electronic devices are only actually in mass production for like 2 months before they even come out. So there's still like even a March, April, there's still plenty of time for mass production. So it's kind of if they're starting to mass produce right around now, which is what a lot of the reports were saying, well, if that's the case, like they're not going to just mass produce for a year before they release the thing. Like that's not, they're not going to lose all that money keeping things.
That would make zero sense.
So like if they actually are mass, this is why people are trying to figure out like the shipments, like there's all this shipping tracking people are doing over at Family Boards and all this stuff. People are trying to figure this stuff out because if mass production is going on right now, then that indicates, hey, this thing's coming out in the next 4 or 5 months, period. Because they're not going to let this stuff sit in a warehouse.
Yep.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. Nintendo saw, granted, we were in chip shortage and stuff, but Nintendo saw what happened when Microsoft and Sony released their consoles in holiday. And I don't think they would have been as hard to get for as long as they were if there wasn't a chip shortage. But still, that is the most difficult time to release new hardware and have people be able to buy it.
Yep.
Even look at the Wii back in the day. I think Nintendo really wants to, and by the time the holidays come around, even if it does release in March, it's gonna be sold out. Like for the whole, it's not gonna be easy. I think it will be easier than that situation, that fiasco, but it's still, you know what I mean? It just makes sense to not pick your craziest month to release it, so you can get as many into the hands of actual people and not scalpers as possible.
The one thing they could do is in January they announced the Switch, right? They do the event for the Switch 2, and during that event they also announced they really go heavy on backwards compatibility, and they kind of do really nice graphics and show off that the console is backwards compatible. At the same time, price drop for the Nintendo Switch. So knowing that,
what would be hilarious?
but you know why though? Because you should buy a Switch.
Okay.
Keep it in your storage, keep it in your box right there, keep it in the box. Then about 3-4 years from now, sell it for like $2,000, $5,000.
Maybe.
Right. For legal purposes, this is not.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice, but you should buy a Switch if you
Do not provide investment
Would
advice.
be a fun thing to say to someone.
Make sure it's an OLED and an edition, right? Just keep it in the box for a while, and then when
you have a version 1 in the box right now. Just hold.
Yeah. Make sure once Nintendo stops making them, they're discontinued. People are gonna be looking for like Switches because they're not. The Switch is an amazing console.
This is gonna. I was going to say, because Jake was talking about scalpers for a moment. There's an easy way to defeat scalpers, but it's gonna piss a lot of people off, and that is that for launch, all pre-orders are in person only.
That'll be awesome.
That gets rid of.
I'd be fine with that.
That's
why I got the OLED.
Pre-orders.
I will tell you this. That doesn't do it at all. So a lot of like the Halo Xbox, Best Buy decided to go in person only.
Sure.
Scalpers would like hire little armies of people all paying with their own payment methods. Dude, it was crazy. But I saw it with like PS5s. They would just be at Target open every single day, and the employees would be like telling me, like, dude, we recognize it's like 15 different people.
Here's the thing.
Always seeing people every day.
Here's the thing. As a consumer, I'm on the same battleground as they are. I just got to show up before they do and camp out, get my pre-order in.
Or you just.
But the thing is, they have people that'll rotate in, and they always
just cancel pre-orders altogether and just show up.
What's that?
Just cancel pre-orders altogether and just show up on that day.
Day one. Yeah.
This is without pre-orders.
Without pre-orders.
Yeah, I was talking about pre-orders, but I don't know how they would handle obviously dealing with people hiring people to go pre-order stuff, and even then, like for me, obviously,
dude, I'm telling you the best way to do it from experience is to tie it to something like an account system, like when PlayStation.
But it's so hard to make like a consumer who's never bought a system before and say you have to have an account before you even have a system.
Yeah, well, guess what? Those aren't people that are going to be spending the most software sales. So maybe you show your most loyal consumers that,
Yeah, but then you tell all other consumers that maybe go try to pre-order saying sorry.
Well, that's why you do both. But you what I mean?
Allocate some? You mean like have an allocation? Like they do like a PlayStation Direct pre-order system. And through that, it's just account owners. But then maybe like your target.
I mean, that was the thing with like the PlayStation, the Xbox is like certain retailers would be better, but the fact that you had options, even though none of them were great, if Nintendo could just do a couple things a little better.
Sure. I agree with options. Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, it's in their best interest too. They want software sales. They don't want them.
Anytime you pre-order directly from Nintendo, because Nintendo does sell systems direct, it should be tied to an account.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Exactly what PlayStation does with PlayStation Direct.
Yeah.
And the account has to be
fine, no, but yeah.
And the account has to be at least a certain amount of age. Just not, just
that's what Steam does. Steam to pre-order the Steam Deck, and it was actually pretty seamless, and it was for the new limited edition one too. You had to have a Steam account of at least 1 month, which isn't crazy.
There you go. That's good.
Just like okay, it's basically there. Okay. Anyone basically has a Steam Deck or a Steam account for more than a month. It's basically there so scalpers can't make a bunch of accounts. You know what I mean?
Dude, listen to Jake Randall on this, man. He is the pre-order meister. Literally. This is like what he does. So I ain't gonna argue with him, man. He's a pro. Pro's pro over there.
I will say Nintendo's been
that's something I like. It's literally like Bane from Batman. Like I was molded by it. Like that's just something like I learned by being
born of it.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I was going to say Nintendo's been pretty good about stock, though. I mean, it's different talking about a new console, but like the new Animal Crossing Switch Lights, I've seen them like everywhere. I've seen like a lot of the special editions. except Zelda. I feel like the Zelda ones were a little bit more scarce, but I have faith that they'll, put out a
my local Target has all of them. Like
I remember
Tears of the
at
Kingdom,
Switch's
the
launch
OLEDs,
when it
Animal
sold
Crossing.
out. Nintendo of America, anyways, was doing so good with restock. We were getting restocks like every few days. And Reggie finally put out there, the reason it's happening so fast is this system is in such high demand. We're flying the systems in. We're not doing boats. We're spending the extra money to get this stuff here now, like right off the manufacturing line. And that was what Nintendo was willing to do then. They're significantly more successful today.
Mhm.
So if they want to keep meeting demand and keeping things high, I could see them doing that, especially if they've got major games at launch that are selling more units than the actual systems exist, like what was happening with Breath of the Wild, which who knows what Nintendo's going to have coming for games. So I trust Nintendo to at least try to hopefully learn. They've been in this game as long as all these other companies. They saw the struggles that the other companies were having. Nintendo was dealing with some of that as well. They were sold out during the pandemic for a while. I don't know if it was as much scalpers as it just was. They just didn't quite have enough. But
Ooh,
Do you guys want a free little
Nintendo-
tip for whenever there's like a hard to buy Nintendo thing, like maybe a collector's edition or whatever?
yeah, for
The
sure.
easiest way to get it, and it's every single time for the last 3 years.
yes,
Launch day, Best Buy between 1:05 and 1:12 a.m. Eastern time, which their headquarters is Central, so
1205 for me. That's doable.
it's like 12:05 to 12:12. It's right in there. They will restock and you'll be able to buy it. If you just put an auto refresher extension Google Chrome on Best Buy, just start at 1 a.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah.
And just do it for like 15 minutes tops. It'll come in a stock. You'll buy it. Easy.
Bam.
Nice.
Best Buy.
I mean, I probably have got like 50,000 followers just telling people to do that alone.
Yeah.
Just that one thing, because it always works. Because like I literally bet my entire reputation on it, and then it works every time. So now you guys know. In the know.
Watch this time around. They changed the
But
time.
now everyone's
You're
gonna
just
do
totally
that.
wrong.
No,
Now it's
that's
at like
what you
3
think.
a.m.
I mean,
or
now I've got like 350,000 followers, and it still works. So it's
Look,
like,
look,
everyone
he's
does
a
it.
popular Chad over there. Believe in the popularity.
It's just
It's always
I
right.
just wanted to throw out his subscriber count.
Popular
things are
people, yeah.
constantly
Bragging
changing and
rights, it's
updating.
different.
That's why I have to keep making videos.
Look, he's got like 350K on Twitter.
But
He's got
that
like
is
150
the
on
Best Buy thing
170, whatever.
is one of the ones, and I just share it with you guys
That's
'cause it's
predictable.
Nintendo
That's
related.
predictable.
Because it's only for Nintendo products, for like amiibos, stuff like that. But like
I like
that
that.
is one that is
It's a nice, predictable drop.
I really appreciate that. It's good information to have.
And
right?
for me, it's that's like
Yeah.
12:05, 12:10. I'm
Yeah,
up at
that's
that time
awesome.
anyways, man. Let's go.
But listen. I think Nintendo has already been working on this because if you didn't notice, they just had this event, right? Nintendo, what do they call it? Nintendo Live. And
Live,
so
yeah.
Nintendo Live, you had to have an account. It had to be a certain amount of age, and then
for the
you
tickets.
can only order the tickets to there, and then it'll go through a process, vetting or whatever. Then you'll get notification later on whether you've been selected or not. So
Remember
what if
PAX East? You couldn't get the pin without an account.
yeah, and so what if for example, you pre-order your Switch, you go into again that vetting process, and you'll get notified whether you got that pre-order in or not, and then that's when you pay. Didn't Screen what is it? Steam Deck did something like that, kind of similar, where you kind of separated for like for $5 and then I came back and then pre-ordered it.
When I did the Steam Deck pre-order, I had to put it's like a $5 deposit. I did it
Yeah.
like a year and a half in advance or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then you finally
I mean,
oh yeah, you
So you
got your turn to buy
Nintendo,
it,
so you went through that, and I will say to their credit, they made sure as long as you were persistent, didn't give up, everyone got one. It was just
Right.
how far out you were.
Yeah.
Which
That's a good thing.
yeah, at least you knew when you were getting it. Because the struggle with like the PS5 and stuff is you had no idea if you were ever going to
Yeah.
be able to get one.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that was a
Or-
nice thing
If
about the
anything, you're
Steam
gonna
Deck.
get it earlier too because people ahead of you are canceling. So it's like this is like a worst case scenario.
Exactly, that
you
was
have to get
worst
it till
case.
then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I love hearing stories in the chat of people that Jake helped get things. You see this PS5 back there? Yeah, that was because of Jake. That was
The
literally
Xbox back there too.
Yeah,
the
my-
Xbox-
my-
the
was-
Xbox
my-
that Eric has at my house
Oh,
was because
I
of
appreciate you, Caroline
too.
Koch.
And mine was
Yeah.
Jake too.
So Jake actually literally helped us get systems. So.
I got a PS5 because of Jake too.
Bye-bye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the the digital one.
Guess
but
what it is,
I
man.
like it. I love it.
He's telling me about all
digital
these
ones are hard to
Nintendo.
get
I
for a
haven't
while.
had a problem getting Nintendo pre-orders. So.
This is the other option.
Dude,
They could
oh
go.
my
They could
God,
go. They
the
could go made
Xenoblade
to order.
3 Collector's Edition. I don't know if anyone
Made
tried
to
to pre-order
order.
that. That was
I want a Nintendo Switch 2, made to order. No pickles.
Oh, jeez. OLED screen. Excited? But maybe I don't. Here's the thing. I don't know that they're actually going to use an OLED screen at launch. I'm still not quite buying all in on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, I'll say this: as a Switch OLED owner, it's going to be hard to get off it if they don't.
Unless it's mini LED.
I just don't.
Have you
But, like,
compared?
I looked up the cost, and it's
Yeah.
almost the same as just getting an OLED panel. So
I
I
Yeah.
feel
get
like
an
they
OLED
need to.
panel.
I feel like they need to. Would you go back? Like that wouldn't be a good selling point.
I mean, I only play Dogma anyway, so
Yeah, like my whole thing is if they didn't launch with an OLED panel, which again the original reports were that it didn't, and by the way, what's interesting, those original reports were based on dev kits, and I have no doubt that dev kits were sent out without OLED screens.
Yeah, why would
But
that?
that wouldn't shock me.
It kind of pisses me off that it would ever be like reported as it doesn't have it when you were basing that on the dev kit.
You just say the dev kits have, and then we go, okay,
Yeah.
so it's a possibility it might be that,
Yeah.
but it also
Yeah.
might not be. Yeah,
That's not fucking keeping it clean.
no, but it's interesting because one thing I was always worried about Switch 2 is consumers that aren't as tech savvy maybe don't care as much about the graphics. Going back to an LCD from an OLED, if you were an OLED,
I'll tell you right now,
it'd be
Nintendo
really
players
jarring to
definitely don't
some-
care about
some
graphics.
Wow. Just
I'm
saying, it
just-
could be
I'm
jarring. Like,
just-
oh,
Allegedly.
Tears of the Kingdom is
Allegedly.
technologically better looking, on this system,
Exactly.
but then the colors don't pop as much. The blacks aren't as dark, and they're like, "What are you talking about? This looks worse to me compared to my Switch OLED."
What's
So-
funny is I'm the only one here that like defended Scarlet and Violet and loved it.
I loved it too.
Oh, I put over 400 hours into Scarlet and Violet.
Hey,
You have
you're
to know
not keeping
that
it
half
clean.
the things I say are intentionally bad takes just to try to.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not keeping it clean around here. I trashed on it. Mike defended it. Andres Restart defended it.
That is a real take. I did have a lot of fun with Scarlet and Violet.
I didn't have one issue. I didn't see one.
It's a
little
very
issue.
fun
Oh,
N64
I
game.
can't really see that much. Anymore.
Yeah, but Mike, I didn't see one issue. I can't really see anyway. Remember, according to Mike, Chinese do not exist. They are not real.
No, they're not real. I'm never
In your
caught one in my life.
reality, you are correct. They don't exist.
It's a glitch.
It's a glitch.
Imagination. It's clickbait.
It's a glitch. Out of all the actual glitches in the game, that's the glitch.
Yep, that's
That's
the
the one. Different color Pokemon, glitch.
Yeah, it's a glitch.
I got to restart this shit. This
Good
isn't
city.
right.
You got to kill it.
Wouldn't that be funny if Mike actually came up and saw a shiny
Yeah,
different
your
color
game.
Pokemon, and he's like, "This isn't right. That's not what color is supposed to be." Restart.
Yeah.
Just-
I don't, how,
cannot-
listen,
dude, I
I'm
cannot
blind, but how does
beat,
like a colorblind person catch a
I've
shiny
never been able to
up there?
beat Gold and Silver because I get a glitch every time I go to the Lake of Rage. There's like this Gyarados.
Huh?
It's like red. It's not even blue. So I have to restart the game every time.
Jeez. Oh man.
Nay, I actually have to head out.
Yeah. I was gonna say we got to run it up on your time here.
Yeah. But thank you for having me. It was
Yeah,
fun.
no problem. You're always
Hey.
welcome to come back out again. I'm sure we'll get you coming up
Nice
here in
meeting you,
2024.
TED Talk.
Yep, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
See ya.
That's
See ya.
it. Time. All right, later, man. All right, let's get to some of these super chatted questions. Well, I don't need to revisit my sister trash talking me. That's all right.
That's funny as hell.
I didn't show this one earlier, but I did mention it. Just the David Lopez correcting me on Miyazaki retiring. He technically did retire. He came back, and now he's deciding to stay back, and he's got another project he's working on. Thank you so much, David, for that correction earlier. We showed that one. We have one Switch 2 related one here from Taker610 saying, will the Switch see a price drop before the reveal? And I'm presuming he means the Switch 2 reveal.
I think I'll see a price drop after. Like they say reveal, then we'll see a price drop. They won't announce the price drop. They'll just do it.
They'll just do it.
Yep, just do it.
I don't know if we'll see a price drop until Switch 2 comes out.
Hmm.
I think once it's actually on shelves and it's sitting next to it, then they'll drop it.
Yeah, I could see what you're saying, like because like when Sony cut the PS5 price to $450, they didn't like announce it. Just all
Yeah.
retailers just had them for $450 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny to see 10,000 Noodles bring up the other thing where he said he just released a movie, Weird Retirement Plan. So he did technically officially retire years ago, and then he Yeah. So like, here's the thing: when you're super passionate about something, you like look. He's 82. Of course, he's trying to retire.
It's crazy, dude.
But he can't help it. Like he's obsessed with it. This is what he loves. It's what he's passionate about. So he keeps coming back. And what are they going to do? Tell the guy who made every successful film you've ever made, yeah, sorry, we don't want you to do this anymore. Like, no, you're not going to tell the man. It's like telling Miyamoto, hey, Miyamoto really wants to make a video game. You think Furukawa's going to sit him down in a room and be like, no. I know. Look, if it bombs, it bombs. But thanks for making us $1 billion company.
Dude, that's you love it. It's like me with like cocaine and hookers. Like I
love how you waited till Nintendo left to drop the cocaine hooker line. Perfect.
I spent like 70% of my earnings on cocaine on hookers, but I wasted the rest.
So you're kind of like Boogie 2988. I don't know if he talked about coke. I mean, he did shrooms. Don't know if we got to the coke line, but definitely the hookers. That was definitely a thing. Anyways, guys, go watch that Boogie 298 documentary if you guys haven't seen it. If you're interested, anyways, it's kind of it's a nice documentary. Anyways,
Jake life story,
kind of, but apparently, like all the numbers are wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's funny. Oh, these are the numbers I told him, but then also these numbers are. You can't believe anything Boogie says at all. Yeah, at all. So he like,
real talk. If coke ruined your life, I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah, no, there's nothing to joke about. But it's funny because you talked about the numbers and like all those numbers are wrong. The funny thing is, in the documentary, he literally said I had access to his bank statements.
Yeah.
So like the numbers can't be wrong.
Recheck USA, and he was like, "Oh, well, those bank statement, like he didn't understand what he was looking at. Like he tried to like
he didn't understand what he's looking at. Yeah, you're telling this guy who made this super professional documentary, it's so well put together. Yeah, he can't read a bank statement like every human being in America.
He got to watch the full documentary before giving the okay to release it.
Yeah.
And then after he released it, he's like, "So why did you let him release it with those numbers?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't pay attention to that part."
Yeah. It was a huge part of the documentary. Didn't pay anything.
Yeah. Sorry, Chad. It's a lot. If you haven't seen it, it's a lot of lore.
Didn't happen. I mean, yes, I bought a lot of them. I needed my, what was that one really stupid line? Can't have like my Virginia 8s. I need California 10s or some stupid shit it was. Oh my God. It was the dumbest line I think I've ever heard anybody say in my life.
Yeah. But that was honestly the part I hated the most.
Like he just really treating people like objects. I just
yes, dude. He didn't treat people like human beings. It was
disgusting.
Me uncomfortable.
All right. As for the price drop, getting back to the price drop. Get back to the price drop. I don't think they're going to price drop it before the reveal. I think they're going to announce the price drop during the reveal.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to go Nintendo Switch 2. Blah, blah, blah. And by the way, starting on X date or starting today or however they want to do it, Nintendo Switch has now had all its prices slashed 50% or whatever percentage they want to do.
$50.
I mean, $50 it could be,
I
but
want Switch Mini to be real.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They could also announce the Switch Mini, which is a super cheap one, and start phasing out the other Switches and never.
I would buy that. Would be so sick, like a Switch you could fit in your pocket. Granted,
I mean the Switch
Lite. No, wait, hold on. Did you say Switch Mini? No.
Yeah, that's the thing that's out there too, but it's not really a rumor.
Oh yeah. Oh, Mike, are you not up to date on this?
Patents. Oh, he's up to date on patents, but it's patents which are things.
No, I don't believe no Switch 2 Mini is gonna come. That's a rumor from 2019. That's a Switch Lite.
No. That's a new one. Nope.
Yeah, there's new patents out of Japan for it actually.
No, I don't believe it.
With the magnetic covers and all this other stuff. You know what's
on YouTube? There's tons of channels talking about it.
What's interesting about it is, as Mike is like, I don't believe it. Yeah, Nintendo, they totally didn't do the Wii Mini or the Game Boy Micro or the SNES Junior. The only one they didn't do it with was Wii U.
What is that on your? I can't see it, man.
I love it. Is it
eyes?
Yeah,
sorry.
There you go. I made it a little bigger for you. That's eyes.
It's eyes.
It'd be a phenomenal way for
honestly, Mike. I think you're right. I think it's probably not real, but like there is like
has a history.
I mean, I think that they're just releasing all the patents they have, like they've had. It's not no Switch Mini's coming now.
All right.
I think it's.
I feel like this is a bet. I feel like this is a little wager situation.
I don't think Switch Mini's coming out, but that would be so.
They always release these miniature consoles after the new one comes out.
No.
True. That is true.
It happens
Nah.
every time after the system comes out. Anyway,
I think the Switch Lite
Switch removed.
the Switch is small already. It's a small console already. It's not that big of a thing. You know, it's
Yeah,
not
but like, put it in your
it's not like a
pocket.
car, like a big giant like monster that they need to make smaller. It's
Yeah,
just
but
like
you
a little
can,
dog,
like-
and you put like a little thing in it.
A child
Yeah,
can't
like-
just put it in their jeans. You
And
know?
then when you take out the Joy Cons, it's like a little tablet. I mean, how small can you get? It fits in your pocket still.
What do you mean? How
is-
small
what-
can you
what
get?
is
Have you seen a
happening
Game
right
Boy
now?
Micro?
All they gotta do is add the dockable feature.
dude, I need to get some
Right,
popcorn.
you're good to go.
I need to have it
Right.
on set as a
Right?
prop.
Yeah. No. Okay,
Yeah,
Mike.
no
Here's
Switch Lite's
why it's
coming.
going to happen. Right,
We're good, man. No, it's not happening.
Mike. You want to know why it's
Mike,
going to happen?
You ought to see the Switch
you
menu
did.
when it comes out.
No, they're just ignoring you.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll stick with my with
Wait,
my
ignoring
regular
who?
size Switch.
Was it Eric? Eric, did you see something?
He attempted.
I'm attempting,
I
but
didn't mean to
You
interrupt.
need to be
Eric.
forceful, Eric.
yeah.
Please,
yeah,
please.
Tell him
I
to
don't.
ah,
Yeah, right.
you, Jake.
Here's why it's going to happen. The Switch Mini will allow Nintendo to keep the Switch brand going to pass the PS2, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
good.
for most overall sales.
Most little small.
Kind of a good point right there. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
Eh.
it's a sneaky way for them to get the Nintendo Switch past the PS2.
Hey, that's why we keep this.
Or they're
Nah,
just
man,
selling Nintendo Switches
Well, I
for
mean,
the
there
next
is that,
10
but-
years.
I disagree.
I don't think they
disagree.
care, to be honest. But
To have a very, very cheap,
Disagree.
easy, child type thing for the Switch. I mean, why
that's
not?
right. We're getting a little tight. Switch, baby.
I think that
Leapfrog
patent you
style.
saw.
I want Fisher Price though.
Listen,
No,
I think
yeah,
that
there we go.
patent.
Wrong
listen,
brand. My bad. Fisher Price.
I
Look,
think-
look, they need to make it so small Barbie can use it.
Listen, I think the patent you guys are talking about is the Switch 2 Mini.
No.
The smaller version, the all digital version of the Switch, which is a handheld all digital
No, I'm
version
talking
of the Nintendo Switch 2.
We're talking about the 2-inch destroyer. That's what they're
Not happening.
calling it.
It's not happening.
That's what they're calling it.
Dude, if they did call it that, my OnlyFans would go crazy. Can you imagine the
Look,
traffic?
look, if they call it Nintendo Switch 2, my channel is going to go crazy. It's probably going
There's
to be
that,
something
yeah.
else.
There's
But
that.
you know what? We haven't talked about that in a long time. Do we? What's this thing going to be called?
No, it's not the Switch. It's
Super
not,
Nintendo Switch. I'm staking it right
Oh.
now.
it's not gonna be a Switch.
Nate, I think I can't remember. I think I probably initially disagree with you on this, but you definitely converted me. I think Switch 2.
Flop.
Well, I have a lot of logical arguments for it. It makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, you
Like,
won me
every
over.
tech device in the world does this. Why would you just ignore what works?
You won me over like an apprehensive prom date. You convinced me.
Oh, it might be called the Switch 2-inch. So I guess.
Oh man,
Listen,
I guess
That's what
I
the-
could be
that's what the
wrong.
Switch
I could be
Mini should
wrong.
called. That's what I'm saying.
the Nintendo Switch Trio. No, wait.
Didn't you just say they weren't going to use
Wait,
Switch?
wait. Well, you guys got me hooked up on the Switch thingy. The Nintendo Trio. You know why? Because
Yes,
they're
right?
gonna focus.
Wonder-
They're gonna
wonder if they
focus
should use that.
on the three major gimmicks of that next gen console, which is gonna be first, handheld, dockable, but then also the VR capability with the.
But you can also-
with the
But you can do VR on Switch.
accessories.
Why would there be a trio? That trio, no one's going to
HD
understand
Rumble.
what trio means.
because trio means three.
But no one's going to view the
Call it the
docking and
Nintendo
undocking
Triforce.
as two things.
There you
Oh,
go.
by the way, and trio is spelled TRIO. So that double I means like the Wii and the Me and all that stuff. They're gonna bring back community into the
Oh yeah.
into the trio.
All right. I think you've had enough.
So yeah, Miyamoto.
Are you drinking the eggnog hard over
What
there,
was
Mike?
in that Zaxby's?
What is happening?
When
When I did those shots, were they actually going into your belly?
Rum and
Man.
Coke, a little bit of orange juice, a little rum, Coke.
Little rum and coke.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
What I
orange
just
juice.
heard?
Yeah.
You been sipping the rum and coke in that drink over there?
Yeah, in the little chicken bits.
So no wonder he was using
Yeah,
the
there you
foam
go.
cup. You couldn't tell what was in there. You got a little rum and coke action.
And it was free. Apparently,
Free rum and coke. Whoa now. I might be converted to go to this place. They handed me free rum and cokes with every order.
not
Back her out, Mike.
not.
Back her
I'm
out.
keeping
Yeah,
it
dude,
clean.
you
I'm
give
gonna
me- you
stop
give me-
there.
There you
and I get the rum and
go.
coke.
There it is.
Hey, wait, what? It says next time this drink is free?
It said
Could
could
be.
be.
It could be free.
It
Why?
could be.
Could be. Come on now.
Keep it clean.
You gotta read the fine print. There's always a catch.
Why it could be? Well, why can that?
You probably gotta like enter a code
Yep.
and become a member of a club and
And
buy
it's my
10
information.
meals,
Sell it
and then
to
you get a
us
free
with
drink.
flavor.
I don't know.
No, that's
But
okay.
dude, you were acting like I get a free rum and coke every time I go. That sounds like a deal.
A trio.
A trio.
True.
So it's a 3-finger. So it's 3 fingers.
No, it's a trio.
Oh.
You can try 3 things.
I was thinking we're going up to the quad, but it is what it is.
It's just
I like the 4-finger when I'm getting my mixed drink.
If it was a trio thing, they would call it the Triforce. First of all, that would be sick.
That would be sweet.
Triforce.
They aren't going to tie it just to one franchise.
Just
though.
one game.
Yeah, but it's like
They're
Nah,
going to try to force you to
also
buy
the
it.
thing.
That's why it's called
think
Triforce.
about
It's
it.
not
You
actually
could-
about
you
Zelda.
could have the Triforce.
You can't try and force it.
Well, that's why it's going to be the Switch 2. I mean, I agree.
No, not Switch 2.
Watch them just be dumb and it's just Switch U.
Oh no.
They're like, we're gonna make this brand work, baby. We like the Wii U. We loved it. It's gonna be like that thing in the building, you know, where they're up in the building and they say that stupid thing and they throw them out the window. Except this time when they say it, they grab to go throw them and they're like, and Huracan was like,
Yes, Wild
stop.
Tiger. What is
Stop.
happening?
What if
Switch
we
U?
call it the Nintendo
Yes.
Odyssey? My channel blow up. Nintendo Odyssey.
Can
Oh,
you
the
just
Nintendo
say they
Prime.
wouldn't buy a single game? And you
Hey,
would
that's-
like 5 seconds ago.
What?
I don't know what's
Nintendo.
going on. All right. We have only just one other super chat to show, just a little sticker. Thank you so much, Matthew.
That's the
Bob
name. That's the name right there. Super sticker. That's the gimmick. It'll stick to the wall. It's a dot. You
Super
see it.
sticker. I hardly know her.
Heyo.
All righty. Well, that is the end of the questions, unless any get in before we get out of our outro. You guys can still submit questions until literally right up to the end here. So we're just going to go around and let people know who the heck we are, where you could find us, what we got going on. And I'm actually going to start for once.
Wow.
I always go last, so I figure I'm going to take over only because I have something to promote. My Game Award event tomorrow. What's up, guys? We're going to be doing a 10-hour it might be longer. I have no idea because Game Awards could run till 2 a.m. for all I know. Anyways, we're going to be starting at noon tomorrow, noon Central Time. So that is 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Or is
Yes.
it the
Nope,
opposite
you're
direction?
right.
1
You're
p.m.
right.
Eastern, but that'll be 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Anyways, that's where we're starting it. So we're going to be live like 6 hours before the event begins. I don't know what it is. I can't keep track of the times. Everywhere I look, some are giving me military times that don't actually line up with the other times websites are saying. I don't know. We're going to be live so early, we'll have time to figure it out together.
Nice.
It'll be cool.
Oh,
But we're going to have giveaways during the event. You guys know I don't do a lot of giveaways right now because I'm trying to get all the Prime Gaming Fest stuff shipped out. But we have a bunch of digital codes to give away, one physical giveaway as well. So we got like 6 different giveaways. I think that'll be spread throughout the stream. Nothing is valued less than $20. So there you go. I don't know if that matters to people that care about the giveaways, but the only intention of the giveaways, you just gotta be subscribed. It's not some raffle or anything crazy like that. And then, well, a raffle's technically not a giveaway; it's a raffle. See, I know the legalities here. There's actually different laws with raffles than giveaways. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Jake Randall's gonna be coming on at some point. He's at least gonna be there for the actual Game Awards show to watch that part. And live react. I don't know if he's going to come on sooner than that. We have an estimated time, but
Yeah.
it's all going to depend on what life.
I'll be in contact tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be in contact. We'll figure it out. I already have the stream
I have a
layout.
couple of appointments in the morning, and I just don't know.
Yeah. Dude, it's all good. There's no rush for you to be there. I'm going to try to have some entertainment as well. The Wheel of Death is coming back. Yes, there will be shots during the stream, but it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a cumulative shot chart instead of the typical, like, hey, you just give X amount and I do whatever shot because, hey, we're streaming long haul, baby. This is long haul. I got to live. I need to survive this stream. I have things to do the rest of this week. But it's going to be fun.
I will eat a donut for donations instead of
And
shot.
I will note,
I'm gonna bring like
we'll be
20 donuts.
attempting to keep it clean until the start of the Game Awards. No promises after that. I might get angry. I might get excited. Things could happen. But up until the Game Awards, keeping it clean. Gonna try.
Keeping it clean.
Is what it is. So right when we end this podcast, it'll actually kick you over there if you guys want to set notifications and all of that. All right, I'm done promoting. I'm good. Eric, since you're not part of my show, Hi, who are you,
Yeah.
and what do you got going on? Nothing.
No,
Awkward.
I'm here.
Damn it! You are gonna become another godfather,
I am.
the
Nice.
godfather
Yeah.
to my son.
Mhm.
So that'll be official as a Sunday.
Oh,
Nice.
heck yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Trent Tendo, what do you got going on? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm Trentendo on YouTube. I think on Instagram and Twitter it's Trentendo _ something like that. But yeah, we're gonna keep playing some Hogwarts Legacy. Probably we'll keep coming with news and leaks, all that good stuff.
Are you playing
but
it on
next week
Switch?
we're playing Switch.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, so
Who
but next
knew?
week we got Pokemon DLCs coming out, so we'll be getting ready for that. Team Build is supposed to be a more competitive set for this DLC, focused on double battles and held items, IV training, stuff like that. So we're gonna be getting ready for that, and then hopefully doing some shiny hunting, getting those starters.
yes.
Shiny hunt starters ever in the wild, so this will be like a first. So we're pretty stoked for that. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff like that.
Okay,
Nice.
all right. I like it. Mike Odyssey, what do you got going on? Where can they find you? By the way, you can find everyone linked down in the description if you're watching.
Oh, I didn't realize Tom Holland Link was the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's the second time he's made the thumbnail here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's the last time because we actually find out who Link really is.
Right.
Please.
Tomorrow we will.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
Please
tomorrow.
just do Nick Cage in a cap for the next thumbnail, though.
Yes,
Thank
we'll
you.
do a Nick Cage one next time we talk Zelda movie if we don't have a cast yet.
Anyway, so today you can find me at Mike Odyssey here on YouTube, Mike Odyssey YT on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me also on that other place, Twitch. Okay, Twitch. Same at Mike Odyssey. What do we have going on? Well, tomorrow I'll be also live streaming the Game Awards. But my stream won't be all day. It can't last that long. Can't my top stream is like 2-3 hours max. Streaming.
How long can you last?
Streaming.
3 hours, man. That's still impressive. I'm sorry, dude.
Anyway, so
I'm sorry.
streaming
that.
for I'll start streaming at 7. Okay, we also have some giveaways, right? If you want, you can put Nate's on one thing,
You got dual stream,
and then put
multi monitors, TV,
yeah.
phones, PCs.
that way you can enter both giveaways.
His giveaway might be better. His giveaway is probably better than mine. So you just go watch his stream. It's fine.
Is all I have about just 50 digital codes. They're also like
Just
above
50. No big deal.
and so I have
only
that's-
6 winners. You
no
use 50 in one
wait,
giveaway.
I'm confusing giveaways. Hold up. The
Oh, he's
first
correcting himself. Not 50.
Yeah.
Just one
no,
winner.
not 50, not 50. I'm giving away a digital code for every Nintendo game that wins. Okay, and
Huh.
if
You've already got me beat for giveaways, then, buddy.
and
Congrats.
if Nintendo
Good.
wins Game of the Year, then that's a Switch giveaway. If
Oh!
if a
Oh, you're
Nintendo
watching
game,
the wrong stream. You're watching my channel.
if a Nintendo game wins the Game of the Year, either Mario Wonder or Tears of the Kingdom, then whoever wins the bingo game that we're gonna be playing gets the Switch
Look at this.
OLED.
He's got all these plans. I'm just like, dude, we're shooting the shit and spinning the wheel and having some drinks. That's my stream.
I mean,
Love it.
we're just playing bingo. We're just playing
Any
bingo.
special games planned or anything because it's just me here. So
So we're just playing
what do I just
bingo.
play a game with myself?
I
No,
might come to
Nate's
Nate's stream earlier in the day to help him out with the stream earlier in the day. I get off at 3 from work, 3 Eastern time, so I might like on 5, 6 maybe. But we'll start streaming here at 7, and then on the next event will be on December 16th, which is a Saturday. It's our annual Christmas giveaway. We do it every single year. It's like Nate's Prime Gaming Fest, but I do the Christmas thank you event. That's where we're gonna have the 50 digital codes giveaway. We have an E-Wing chair that we're gonna be giving away for that. We have Orion screen, like the switch up screen, which will make your Nintendo Switch bigger when you travel, like
Yep.
big giant screen. Today we just got confirmation from, let me read the email. Poppy the drink, the soda that sponsor the channel. They're giving away. They're giving away like 3 cans, not 3 cans, 3 boxes. You got a can? You got some Poppy? You got some Poppy?
Yeah. I'm telling Eric to grab it. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, we got a poppy right here.
Nice. Did you try it already?
Yeah. I like half the flavors.
Okay, half of yeah. Of course, you have to find the one that you like the most. But yeah. Let's see here. What's the thing? Oh,
We got an orange one
NYXY.
right now. Prebiotic healthy soda.
NYXY is providing their Nintendo Switch GameCube controllers for the giveaway. There's one of the controllers that has not been announced yet that they will provide also for a winner. So you'll be among the first to get that version of that controller. And I think I have one more. Can't remember.
I didn't reach out to anyone.
Yeah, there's gonna be giveaways. By the way,
I'm saving
none
my
of these
reach out for an
giveaways-
event next year.
none of the giveaways for the 16th are thankfully bought by me because I didn't have to spend a dime. I reached out to everyone. They were all like, even the Nintendo Switch. We have a company who provided the price, and they donated the Nintendo Switch for the channel as well. So I just give out addresses, and then they ship to you directly. So
I paid for all my giveaways. I don't know if that makes a difference.
everybody's rich, Nate. Everybody got like
There's a
130,000.
reason that you have significantly bigger and more.
130,000.
No,
100K.
it's all good. Yeah, no. I have a bunch of companies that I've been talking to, but it's for an event next year. You know,
Yeah.
150K event.
Yeah,
I believe that's happening. So I'm trying to like get some companies behind it. So, but I'm pushing it out because hey, we gotta get everything else out of my house. I've already given away. Like,
yeah. I agree.
that's gonna be happening. By the way, that's like in the works to get everything shipped the hell out of here.
Amazing Sunday.
In the works, finally, back to boxing, labeling, and shipping. Get out of here. Get out my effing house. I don't want to hear anymore.
Well, yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Oh, wait. One more thing. The big event is going to be a skit, which is going to be not a skit, a movie.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, it's a movie. It's called
Drop a trailer.
How Bowser Steals Christmas, starring Bowser, Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Toad, Toadette, Waluigi, Wario, and they're all going to be me playing the same character in the same in that movie. So I already started filming it. It's already in production. It's going to air that day. So on the Christmas event giveaway thingy.
See, this sounds like what is it, a show or movie?
It's a
What was
show.
that show where that guy put on his? No, I'm talking about like an actual show or movie where the guy put on his own solo event like this, where he played every character on stage, and then it ended with nudity at the end.
No, mine's gonna be
A
like,
full reveal of himself.
mine's completely G, rated G.
Doesn't reveal
Because I'm just hearing I'm playing this character and that character and this character, and it's making me have flashbacks to that moment when this guy played all those characters and then just drop draws right at the end.
Yeah, I mean the chat was the one who chose it.
I
They
know
want
what it
skits
was.
back, so.
Mr. D. It's the Mr. D show, and it's the vice principal who does it.
Oh yeah.
It's the vice principal who does it.
Sounds
gotta
like you
say-
have a really strong memory. Did you watch that a lot?
I've rewatched the entirety of Mr. D over
Nah, this is the
17
last
times.
part. You probably just pause the last
It
part.
is a hilarious show, and if you have not seen it, you need to watch. Don't worry, you don't actually see it yourself.
It's called Mr. D.
Yeah, it's called Mr. D. It's a Canadian show.
It's really good.
It's really
Sounds
good.
like it can be really bad, but I mean, I might.
You'll
No,
dude,
Jake,
you're
you'll
gonna love it
You'll
when
love it.
when the third
Yeah,
grader
all right,
brings
all right.
in the
I'll-
damn rocket ship for show and tell. It's great.
All right,
great.
I'm skeptical, but I'm willing to try.
No, Jake, you will love it.
I said I'll try. You got me. If it's that good, I'll stick it.
No, let me just put it. Do you like Step Brothers?
Do I like what?
Step Brothers?
Oh, that's
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you'll love this then.
All right.
It's so good.
You should have started with that. That's much easier.
That's why I said, wait a second. Let me give him an idea of the expectations to be set in here.
Yeah.
By the way-
Before you're just like, yeah, it's just one guy just playing everybody, and then he shows his dick, and I was like, well, I don't know if I love that.
No, it's within context of watching the whole show that you're like,
Okay.
oh my god, of
Okay.
course this stupid
You
guy.
just were like, it's like Step Brothers. I'd be like, oh, okay. It's like completely different. But yeah, all right. I'm in. Mr. D.
Don't worry, that's not season 1. There's a build up. Anyways,
What years did this run? Like what?
Oh God,
I just had it up.
It's like a '90s show, 2000.
no.
First episode was 2012.
2012.
Oh,
And it
okay.
ran for 8 seasons, so probably up to 2020,
Oh, 8?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that old of a
Ran a
show.
long time. Okay.
Yeah,
8 seasons was 2018.
yeah, and it's available to stream on a few different services. So,
All right.
yep, like you can watch. Tubi has it for free. Roku, Amazon Prime.
Okay, I got
Those are
Prime.
the places to watch.
Okay.
It's really good. Not kid appropriate, but it's hilarious. All right. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. After I just spent.
Oh
all the
yeah,
time
don't
on
worry
the-
about finding me, guys. Don't worry about it.
And Jay, we don't need to find Jake. You can find him here tomorrow. All right,
Jake,
Jake.
find me on YouTube, Jake Randall, Twitter, Jake Randall. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it clean. See you guys.
I thought you were just going to talk about your OnlyFans. That's why I was skipping over you.
Oh, that's been
you changed
promoted
your name to
right
2-inch
there.
destroyer. That's why I was like,
All screen, baby.
I gotta skip. I'm trying to start a family-friendly show for the first 6 hours tomorrow. All right, and then it goes rated R. It's a pretty hard turn. It's a hard turn, not a hard R, a hard turn.
Whoa.
Whoa! On that note, cue the outro.
Cue the outro. Where's the outro? I just got canceled.
Yep.
No.